Welcome, Internet, to the Psvg podcast. It's your boy, Dmz Dev, joined as always by Donnie, Eat the Hype, Reese, and Delvin, the acclaimed Cox. How are we doing this afternoon, evening, whatever it is, gentlemen?
Doing pretty good. Interesting week so far, but I think I'm doing pretty good. All things considered.
Interesting week, you say? How so?
Yes. Well, I don't want to. Well, yesterday was really good. Monday, something happened. I had to lay somebody out like carpet, but that's a whole other story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
you got a fight?
do love Tales of the Florida Man, so.
It's not necessarily a fight if it's one punch.
You punch somebody?
Yeah.
How old are you?
Old enough to know not to mess with my grandmother.
There you go. You
Okay.
should have changed
That's
your
all it
name
takes.
from
Fair
the
enough.
Acclaim to One Punch Man. Like,
True.
that's way better.
Nah. I wasn't gonna mention it, but yeah, that happened. Haley's talking about Delvin Jr. stealing half my shrimp. Yeah, that actually happened too.
I don't think he can steal it if you let him have it. Like, it's not like.
No, that's not what happened.
So,
I was
Haley?
cooking food, and I made shrimp Alfredo, and you know how you make it, you have it all in the pot mixed up together. Somebody went through the pot, ate like half the shrimp. So when I go get my plate, it's like no damn shrimp left.
Yeah, I would have taken like half the pasta and left the shrimp.
You allowed that to happen.
Oh, you don't like shrimp?
I said that I don't. I can eat shrimp. I just don't really like shrimp or lobster.
Gotcha.
Like if given the choice to eat anything, like really, except over lobster or shrimp, I'll eat something else instead.
So you
Like
don't
I'd
seafood
rather have Alfredo with no shrimp than Alfredo with shrimp.
I'd prefer
Okay, that's
Alfredo with chicken, but
Yeah, I'd rather have chicken. Yeah, for sure. I'm really not into seafood. It kills my wife's family because that's all they eat. They eat a ton of seafood, but I'm not really into seafood.
Well,
but you'll
I
fuck
live in
up some
Miami,
sushi.
so-
I will. It's the strangest thing, isn't it? I will totally go.
Sushi's
ham
different,
for some
though.
sushi. I will eat
Still
the
seafood.
shit out
Sushi's
of
a little different though.
But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, people don't think sushi when they think seafood, like seafood.
Yeah.
I don't do crawfish. I don't do lobster. I don't do shrimp. I really don't like fish. Like I can eat fish, but I'd rather not.
So what do you eat when you have sushi? Like what kind of sushi?
I like gumbo and I like
Gumbo's really good.
like etouffee and stuff. Yeah, I like stuff like that. So that's usually what I get down with. I'll eat some hush puppies and stuff whenever they're doing it, but I'm not particularly into the seafood stuff. You know, like sushi. I like all kinds of sushi. I mainly like crunch rolls, super crunch rolls, shrimp tempura rolls.
What seafood in there? What seafood do you put in the sushi? Like
It could be
crab?
shrimp, crab meat, eel meat, things like that. Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up.
Sean's definitely not first.
He's not first. He's
not first.
Somewhere at the bottom.
If you're not first,
yeah.
you're last.
You're last.
Yeah.
I see you were holding your eye there, Donnie.
My eyes are still fucked.
Giving you a problem.
Yeah, they're better than they were, but they're still not great. It's hard to keep them open for longer than like maybe 4 or 5 minutes at a time without like needing to like take a break and kind of rest. A doctor's going to send me to a specialist, but she keeps telling me like apparently these antibiotics take a couple weeks, and she's like, you just need to finish your antibiotics. You might be fine. But
does the giant screen, does that like make it worse?
Not really.
So much.
I don't think so.
No.
If anything, my eye doctor once told me that like with the screens and stuff, especially that are bright and stuff, it stops you from blinking as much as you do, like when you're not looking at them. So he did tell me, because I've had just kind of dry eyes for a couple years now, so it's not new for me to have like drops and stuff around. But the infection definitely made it a lot worse. But yeah, that was one of the things he told me like last year. He was like, try not to look at your screen. I was like, that's all I do. It's look at screens.
That's literally my job.
That's my existence. It's my job. It's my pastime. It's my hobby. Like it's so
just have a screen attached to my face at all times. But
it doesn't it doesn't burn as much as it did like last week. Last week it was like in pain. Now I just feel like I have dry eye. You know, you have dry eyes. That's just kind of what I feel like. It's more like a bothersome than anything else.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, last week you looked miserable.
Yeah, last week I was, and it got worse the day after we podcasted. And we're lucky we got the podcast in, because if it was the next day, I wouldn't have podcasted the next day.
God, worse than that? That looks
yeah. I had to take the day off of work the next day. Like I couldn't work. I couldn't stare at my screen. I tried. Couldn't.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right.
Yeah, but it's starting to get better this weekend.
That's good. Now that the intros and all that good stuff are out of the way, let's just jump into what we've been playing. We'll start with you, Donnie, and tell us all about Valhalla on that giant brand new screen you got.
Yeah, I'm just playing Valhalla. It's a bummer for anybody that wants to hear more Splatoon or any new games or anything like that. I got nothing. I started playing Valhalla and I haven't stopped yet. So, sorry.
Are you enjoying your time with it?
Oh yeah, I love Valhalla. Like at this point, I kind of want to beat the main campaign. So, folks,
how many hours have you been playing it?
I actually went officially over the 100-hour mark, I think, today. I just saved it, and I'm
beat the main campaign already.
I just saved it, and I'm at 102 hours.
Look at you!
I
would have thought.
This weekend.
I looked at John Capri's message.
Yeah. Tell us more about the blacks.
Wow.
What do you mean by that?
On the screen. I saw that too and made a face like, what?
Oh, you didn't see the pre-show, Sean. They came in just triggered, ready to go. So, like, you just gotta watch it. This weekend I started playing. I got back into Ragnarok. You know, I was like, I'm gonna get back into Ragnarok. And then I just played for like 12 hours, which I'm sure didn't help the eyes. But I just started playing. I didn't stop, as I tend to do with Valhalla. And I completed Dawn of Ragnarok. So I have beaten all of the DLC campaigns except for the French stealthy one that I didn't like as much. I just quit on that one, whatever that one was. I was like, I'm not digging this. Dawn of Ragnarok was awesome. Great, like, final boss. Tied back into the main story, which kind of made me was like, you know, I love this game. I play it so much. I've played it for so long. I talk about it so often. I tell many people how I'm, and I was like, I should really beat this game. Yeah. And I was like, let's just keep going. Just, you know what? Sorry, Splatoon. Fuck off. Like, I'm not doing, I don't want to play right now. So I just had my controller in hand and kept it going. Kept playing. I mean, it looks great on the, I don't know what to tell you. It looks great on the OLED. It looks like Valhalla on an OLED. It doesn't look remarkably better than it does on my NanoCell. It looks about the same, except that I'm running it on my PC, so it's running better than it does on my Xbox. That's for sure. And I'm just enjoying that. I did have a couple crashes, but I've always that's when you start playing Assassin's Creed, I think, for longer than an hour or two, like it's bound to crash at some point.
I feel like that's any Ubisoft game.
Yeah.
Especially on PC.
Yeah. So I think it crashed twice in maybe like 12 hours, but the PC and like the thing that I do enjoy in Valhalla, when you start messing with all the settings and stuff, it gives you like I don't know, like a capacity bar on like how much you're taxing your GPU. And
it's showing you how much VRAM you're actually using, so you don't go over the VRAM that you actually have.
Well, I'm like less than half, and I'm running a 4K 60 with most settings set to high. A couple settings I set to medium just because I honestly didn't think I would notice the difference. Yeah. A couple of things that I don't care about, but like all the details and stuff that I notice, the character models and everything, all that's set to ultra. And yeah, I'm enjoying that 4K 60 life, man. So
it is glorious.
I don't know what to say.
It's glorious.
I don't know what I can offer to anybody. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer them. But I'm just enjoying playing Valhalla. I was playing minutes ago, and the story was getting real. I kind of didn't want to stop. I really didn't want to podcast. So I was like, man, I just kind of want to keep going. The story's getting good. But I don't know how much longer I have. I
The
assume
game never ends. There's
you
no
have to
ending.
conquer-
There's no title screen. None of that.
I assume you have to conquer every territory, and if that's the case, then I've got like 2 left. I got 2 more to go, and then I'm sure there's like a giant. I've seen some of the endings, so I kind of know where it goes, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll get there one day. I don't know. I'm not gonna like play it until I beat it. I'm gonna play some Call of Duty this week or next week. Next week.
I don't know.
Who knows? I'm waiting for Steam to tell me.
I think it's next week.
Yeah, I think it's next week. Whenever Steam tells me I can play some Call of Duty, I'll play some Call of Duty. But yeah, I'm gonna play Assassin's Creed, and I don't know. Maybe I'll finish it. We'll find out.
Nice. Now,
Let me ask you a question. Do your character feel overpowered because you've done so much of the side stuff?
Definitely not in Ragnarok. Like in Ragnarok, that final battle was tough. But now, having come back from having done all of that, back into the main game, yeah. But yes and no. Like the enemies, I think, are scaling well with me because, like, I just did a castle siege, and even just like some of the NPC grunts running around, like you still have to dodge. Like if you just sit there and let them hit, they will kill you. So like I don't necessarily, but yeah, I kind of do with my powers and stuff. I can mow through a battalion of folks, man. I just had a really great time. I was setting up a siege in this castle in the woods, and the enemy that I was pursuing found out about it, and they attacked us in the woods. So we had like a line of enemies running through the woods, and it was all kind of foggy and stuff. I was like, this is just great. It's like back on like PS2 and PS3 and Xbox and 360, like in early days of kind of like open world video games. Kind of like, like you'd play or I would play something like Dynasty Warriors and kind of give you like an open area where you had like lots of enemies running around. You could go around and try to kill people, and you see like Grand Theft Auto. It was kind of like I wanted games like that then to be like Valhalla is now. Just so much more expansive and buildings that I could go into and explore, and caverns and tombs and entire like war sieges. Like we had to do a battering ram at the gate while they're pouring like hot oil. It's like just like I'm fucking playing Braveheart. I'm like, this shit is amazing.
That's awesome.
And it's like I would love. I think I've already said this before. I would love Assassin's or Ubisoft to make a Lord of the Rings game. Like when I play Valhalla, I'm like, oh my god, like it's right there for the taking. Just do that instead of Avatar. Like that's the game they should make, because Valhalla just skinned Lord of the Rings sounds epic. I would love to have like battalions of elves and shit fighting orcs and Helm's Deep and horns and all that, because Valhalla basically kind of is that. That's kind of a lot of what Valhalla's already doing. So I'm having, if you can't tell, I'm having a great time. I love this game. I love it so much.
Awesome.
Okay. Delvin, you got some weird ass names and stuff you've been playing. What the hell is this? What are you playing?
All right, I'm playing this side scroller action adventure game that I think it just came on PS4 for PS5 like a couple weeks ago. It's called Blind Faith Ino no Nami. And what it is it's essentially
Sure it is.
You play this it's a side scroller. It's not a
You
roguelike,
said
but
that
it's a
with
side
such a lack of confidence that I'm not even certain that's what the game's called.
I am not either. That's the name of the game. I don't know if I said it right.
It's some disc that the GameStop.
Yeah,
GameStop.
Like
No,
that might have
gave
been like
him.
made up or just kind of filled in, like you filled in the blanks.
But the game is essentially a side scroller action game where you play this samurai whose arms have been chopped off and his eyes have been eaten out. So, yes, Dev, that's the plot. And what
Riveting.
Yes, and what happens is
A blind, no
yokai
sword
finds
swinging
him.
samurai.
Yes, and it plays in the plot of the game. A yokai finds him, gives him robotic arms, robotic eyesight, but the things aren't working. So you have to you start off where you can't see, and you have to use sensors to open up your vision. And as you play the game and scroll through it, you get more of your abilities back. It's an interesting, weird side-scrolling game that's hard as hell. I don't know if I like it.
How did you find this? Where did
He
you?
said, "I don't know
why?
if I like it." That's new.
I know, right? That's the first time.
It was on. I just saw it on the PlayStation Store. It looks cool. It's very stylized. It looks cool as fuck. Like the main character looks really cool. He has like the Japanese mask on. It looks like a horror mask, and the bad guys are based off of yokais and things. And it's really cool. It's like
Based off yokai, like yokai
cyberpunk.
watch.
Yeah, but the actual Japanese yokais that the yokai watch are based off. But they're based off of those, like the yokai watch characters. But it's futuristic, so they're robots.
Sure.
So they look pretty cool. Game is hard as hell. Like the bosses in the game are hard. Kind of have that Ninja Gaiden feel where you have to memorize like old school Ninja Gaiden, you have to memorize their movements to kind of counteract it to beat them. And also, all the enemies you face, well, at least starting point, you can't see them unless you put the right sensor on with your vision. And then as the only thing that you see, like they have like 4 different types of stuff. They have hearing, where if you put it on hearing, you can see their footprints going across the floor, and you can attack them that way. And then once you hit them, it shows the enemy. Then it has one where it's like a heat vision type, where you can see like the heat pulses of it. And then they have another one, I think, that does something else. I don't remember what that does. But the way you play the game, you have to kill the enemies and stuff like that. And as you go to different environments in the game, you have to use the different senses to open up different rooms. It's very convoluted.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
It is a very convoluted side-scrolling action game. Like when you're doing the actual fighting stuff, it's pretty cool. It's very stylized. But the thing about it is, it does the thing that I hate about video games that do this. You start off with all these cool moves, and then they immediately take them all away from you.
Yeah.
They're like everything away to a ridiculous degree. Like all you can do now is just use your sword, like one slash, and that's it. Like,
I mean, that's
terrible.
That's what they're going to do with like Zelda, right? Is anybody thinking
Most
about
likely.
that? I mean, I don't think you guys are thinking about Breath of Devin's definitely not thinking about Breath of the Wild 2, but I've been thinking
It's
about
not
a
Breath of
long
the
time
Wild
for
2.
Breath of the
It's
Wild 2.
Tears of the Tears of the
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not calling it Tears. I'm calling it Tears just because.
Why?
Because it looks like Tears.
Because he wants to.
Okay. All right.
That's some black people shit. They just refuse to use the correct name.
It's out of spite. It's mainly spite, just cause. It's Tears of the Kingdom.
Does. Okay.
Just cause.
All right.
Why
Sure.
not?
But
Nobody's
yeah,
thinking about that
I've been
game
thinking
here.
that you'll start the game and something will happen, and
Just like in Horizon.
you'll kind of start over a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, just like in
When she was
Horizon.
like, I lost all my gear. Like, what the fuck you mean you lost all your gear?
Where'd you put it?
Where'd you put it at? Just
The only thing that made any sense was like her suit losing power.
I imagine God of War won't do that. That'd be kind of weird.
yeah, that would be weird in God of War.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I just lost the axe and I lost the
Yeah,
blades.
it's like I lost the blades again. You'd be like, again?
I mean, he didn't lose it the first time. He just put him under something. So
Right.
Go get him.
I forgot.
And I
him.
mean, losing the axe would make no sense because you just call it and it comes back to you. So
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
make no sense at all.
Hmm.
Tears
Sweet
of the
game,
Kingdom.
I don't like
Delvin.
this
Sweet game.
Yeah,
I don't
sounds
like
real
it.
awesome.
How's Elden Ring?
Not playing that shit.
But you're playing this instead. This sounds like a downgrade.
Not by much.
I wonder if the developers heard Delvin explain the game, like what they just like, no.
And you
Probably.
this was not like a punishment. You chose to play this. You bought this with your own
He
money.
paid for it.
This
Yeah,
was
he
a
signed up.
decision you made. But you didn't lose
It's
a bet.
only $20. No, I didn't lose
Only
a bet.
20.
Did not lose a bet.
I mean, I could do so much more with that $20 than this terrible game you're talking about.
Maybe it's
It's
awesome.
not terrible. It's just not
The
good.
funny thing is, I'd probably play it.
It's just not good.
Yeah. It's not terrible.
Yeah, you probably would like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you probably would.
Some
like all that.
convoluted side scroller that's hard to beat
Convoluted.
up. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would
definitely.
be like it's awesome.
Definitely
No,
sounds way
actually,
better
on
up my alley.
Steam, it has a 6 rating. That's not good on Steam, man. Steam,
Really? I
People
looked
on
it up.
Steam
It has
really
a 9
like
out
it.
of 10.
what?
Yeah, it's just 9 out of 10.
You see 9 out of 10?
Yeah, I was shocked. Huh?
That's what you said? 9 out of 10?
Yeah,
People
I'm
just
looking
on
at it right
quick
now.
Google.
Store.steampower.com/app. 6 out of 10, 3 stars
Yeah.
out of 45 reviews.
That sounds fair.
Mixed reception.
6
If you
sounds
just Google
fair.
it.
That's what I'm looking
Bing
at.
it.
I'm
Bing it, and it
literally
comes up
looking
on
at
the right
that.
side.
What you're
I
describing
wish
is
I could
what
show
I'm
you
looking
my
at.
screen. I can show you. It just says 9 out of 10. I don't know.
They are
Blame
somebody.
Bing.
They are lying. This is not a 9 out of 10 game. Somebody is lying their ass off.
I agree. I don't know. I don't care.
Wow.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
Moving along. What else did you
Move
play?
along. I'm playing The Last
How
of
are
Us.
you
It's
doing
great.
Last of Us? Okay.
I'm at Bill. It's fun. I'm still enjoying my time. Great game. Looks great. You know what? Fuck it. I'm happy it was $70.
Same great taste, same great feeling. All right.
Yeah, I love it.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Y'all got to get me out of
uh,
Billstown. Come on, man. That's like first session stuff.
Donnie, we don't sit down and play games for 12 hours like
Dude,
you,
that's not
sir.
that's not that long though. Billstown's not very far into the game.
Look, we take our time. We do other things, clearly.
Yeah, I was doing something.
I would love to sit there and play
you
long
were
enough
playing Blind Fate Ito no Yami.
Yeah, he made a
Nah,
bad
So he's
decision.
still in
That was-
Billstown.
That was a poor decision.
I will admit that was a poor decision. I will take the L on that.
I think what I was looking at, I think there are 2 games. There's like Blind Fate Ito Yami, and there's another one's like Dojo. I think I was looking at there's 2 different listings. I don't know which one he's talking about.
It's Blind Faith Yami.
Yeah. When you look that up on Steam,
Dojo on Steam has 9 out of 10.
there's multiple listings for whatever that is on Steam.
So I got the wrong one.
I don't know if you did or
The
not.
one
You might be
one I
talking
got
about the
stinks.
9 out of 10 one, or you might be talking. We don't know.
We don't know.
No, it's
and the thing
definitely-
is,
Here's the
we're
thing.
not going to find
You
out
told
either.
About the game, you described what it looked like, how it played, and we've looked at both pages and we don't know which one you're talking about.
We are thoroughly confused.
We're like, it's one of these.
Yeah. Close enough.
Well, I'm glad you're at least enjoying your time in The Last of Us, and I'm sorry that you lost $20.
Thank you, Haley.
Yeah.
If you only got 2 hours to play, that's as far as you get.
Yeah. I was busy yesterday. I didn't have time to play this Last of Us yesterday. I would
He's
have.
punching people.
No, that was Monday.
Oh,
Tuesday, I was doing something different. I ain't gonna. We're not having that conversation on here. That's a no-go, my dude. Nope. Damn, what you playing? Let's move along.
Yeah. I picked up Cyberpunk on
Nice.
PC because it was dirt ass cheap.
What was it? $4?
So
$2.
it was 18. It was 18.
That's not
So
bad.
in total, I've
That's not bad.
paid $28 for Cyberpunk on PS5 and PC.
After they did their little update thing, I saw somebody tweeting. They did a screenshot of eBay. Apparently, physical copies are like starting to raise in prices. They were selling on
That
eBay
makes
for like
sense.
$25, $32, $34, and they were like, "Man, we
Wow.
all know
At
you
one
got
point-
this for like $7 at Best Buy."
Yeah, I was gonna say at one point they were like $5.
Yeah, yeah.
I got it for 10 with the steelbook.
They're starting to creep back up.
I was
That's
telling people
weird.
like, hey, you should buy it now. Like, buy it now and hold on to it because eventually it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah,
Just buy it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is a
so
good game.
I
It's a good game now.
I jumped into that. I've done the very first part, and that was really all I had time for. I don't know where I'm at with it. It's like, okay. yeah, all right. I need to actually get more into the game, but the problem is like time is a
Yeah.
factor, and I just have not had time.
I
to
think
do much
Nibel-
of anything.
It was Nibel or one of the folks that I have alerts turned on for, one of like the news folks. Might have been the Verge guy. Is it Tom? Warren?
Yeah. Warren, yeah.
Might have been him, but somebody asked him though, like, is it any good? And he was like, as long as you go in expecting like a linear campaign story and not Grand Theft Auto, he's like, it's good. And I was like,
I was gonna say that.
that's spot on. Like that's exactly basically how I would describe it if somebody asked me that question. It's like, just don't go in thinking anything like The Witcher. Because I kind of, when it first came out, pre-order and all that, I was like, dude, it's The Witcher people, Cyberpunk world, it's gonna be amazing. It's not that. You guys remember when I played it and went through the campaign, I kept saying that. It's like, there's a world, but there's nothing a whole lot going on in there. Like, just go to the missions.
It's
and
not
do the
expansive.
missions. Yeah, you just go forward and do the stuff. And if as long as you do that and that's what you're expecting, it's really good. Like in that regard, it's really good. If you're going there hoping for anything more than that, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I like about it is it
But I dug the
respects your
story.
time because you, like I said, it doesn't take long to beat. Maybe like 20 hours at most.
I really
to
dug
beat
the
it.
story.
Story's really good.
Yeah, it's not very
Each
long.
one of the branching paths are really good in it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, if you're going in there expecting to have like a Fallout adventure, you're gonna be woefully disappointed.
Yeah,
It's not that.
I would never ever do that because fuck Fallout.
Right.
No, thank you.
I'm
I
also
don't
not
want-
like
no.
super into Fallout, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
No.
not the open
I
world
want-
epic
I
that I
want
was
a
thinking it was
nice-
supposed to be.
Linear,
It is.
story-driven
Yep.
game. So
Like once
We'll
you
see.
really
Well,
get
like-
into the Johnny Silverhand stuff and you start getting into all the back memories and all that stuff and you start uncovering what happened, it gets really good. Like the last
Yeah.
third of that game is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's like this is they're very I don't think let me think. There's never been a game that I was like, I need to go back and play because I need a different ending than the one I got. Cyberpunk's the one. I got one ending on my own, and then I looked up and I was like, that's not it. Like, let's go back and do it again. And I did. I loaded up an old save and I went back and did it a second time. That's never happened. That's how good that story was. I was like, nah, I need to see this other chapter too.
I kind of want to play it again. It was so good. It was such
I will
a
one
great
day.
game.
For sure.
I'm gonna
PSVG
get
play
back to
along, PSVG game book or book club to play Cyberpunk.
Yeah. But I will
You
play it
can't
one
do
day.
that. You play too fast.
I'll play it one
You
day.
can never do that.
I'm thinking like after they get whatever they're doing and they get up on it and they'll probably, 8 or 9 patches and stuff. I'll play it again.
Yeah, we'll see. I have a work thing where I got to go away for a couple of days. So, and since it's now cross save, like cross progression,
Yeah.
I can just take my PS5 and pick up where I leave off on PC. Maybe do that. It's either going to be that or Last of Us. We'll see. Because I have not. Where am I? I'm still in Pittsburgh with Last of Us because I just haven't picked it up. Had no time.
Yeah, you've been. I noticed your absence in the Discord of late.
Dude,
I was like, did I miss
most of my
Delvin? I
Discord
missed
time
Dev.
is
Where the hell's Dev?
typically at work, and now work is a lot more. There's a lot more things I have to do. So lots of meetings and being a person who's in charge of people. So I don't have as much time to play around in the Discord as I used to. So yeah, and then I get
Responsibilities.
home and I'm just hella tired and gotta deal with children. So life has definitely put me in a serious gaming funk.
Dude, my
It's been
work life,
game
just to
time.
empathize with you here, my work life sucked yesterday. Yesterday, I got an email that my database manager is leaving.
That sucks.
He's the only DBA in the county. We don't have a backup.
Oh,
He's it.
God.
I'm the backup if anything else. Like of all the things, like I'm probably the most equipped to back up. Yeah, and he's leaving after so many years together.
One.
And that's not my choice. But right in the middle, we're building new servers, new infrastructure. We're doing 2019
Oh,
server
God.
and new SQL. Like we are literally right in the middle. We just greenlight new boxes. And he's like, all right, guys, you got 2 weeks to finish this project. Because I'm about to walk out the door.
Wow.
It's like, you mother.
Damn. That
Mhm.
sucks. Well, sorry to hear
You
that,
are
Donnie.
not alone.
But you are, though. That's the sad part.
Well, I
You
am,
are.
yeah, but you are. Like we are
Yeah.
together.
We're together in
sadness.
this wonderful sadness of tech life.
Oh,
It's never ending. It's never
Haley's
ending.
playing Cyberpunk.
Good for her. It's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Enough about us. Donnie, let's get into the news.
Which one of these will I play?
Be a real gamer. Convince your friends to buy a game and never play it with them.
I am absolutely guilty of that. Like
Oh,
100% am I
100%.
guilty.
100%.
That hits
Monster
home.
Hunter is probably the last one that I did. Let's get Monster Hunter. I played
Oh,
that
yeah.
thing for 5 minutes and was like, oh, hell no, this is terrible. No, thank you.
Yeah.
This is awful. I hated that game. I'm not chasing monsters. Why are you running away? Stand here and fight. I'm not chasing you halfway across the map.
Yeah, it's called hunting, not monster fighter.
Yeah, it's called
monster hunting.
Yeah.
Look, I got you. I hunted you down. We fought, and now you want to, because you're losing, you want to run away and make me chase you halfway across the map.
That's what hunting is.
I gotta stop and
that's how hunting works.
Sharpen my blade in the middle of the fight. Absolutely.
I'm kind of.
You ever watch World Star videos? That's what happened in World Star videos. They lose in the fight, they run away. That's how you do it.
Yeah, I would too. No point in standing there getting your ass kicked. Like, if you can go,
you can retreat.
I was so pissed off. I gotta sharpen my blade in the middle of the fight. No,
blades dull, man. See, that's realism. See, like if you're out there doing all this samurai stuff, like you can't just go swiping your blade through thousands of people. You know, like you got to sharpen that. That's how blades work.
Realism. I come to video games for an escape from realism.
No,
I don't want realisticness. It's nonsense. It's realism. We're fighting. So there's dragons and stuff out there. That's
the fun part about this news block?
It's nonsense.
Because I wrote a lot about this weekend, and now I don't even remember half of it. We'll be going through this together, really.
Yeah, I was like, I was reading like, all this happened. Like,
yeah, I'm not even like
all
really.
This happened? Holy shit!
I'm not prepared for this. But yeah, let's try it. So our first news topic was a little Tokyo Game Show recap. Just the announcements that are there. These are like these are the highlight announcements that I grabbed. These are not every game that was announced at Tokyo Game Show. Go listen to the RPG Cave and stuff for a lot of other games that I've never heard of and don't understand. So these are Donnie's highlights from Tokyo Game Show. Suikoden 1 and 2 remasters are on the way next year. It's exciting.
A lot of people have about that.
Yeah. Capcom, they do look good. I'm never going to play them, but they look nice. I saw the side-by-sides. It's like, that's nice. Capcom had a Street Fighter event, and Street Fighter 6 got a new trailer showing off E Honda, Blanca, Dalsim, and Ken. It's Ken Masters, right? Right?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Still got it. Closed beta arrives next month, and you'll be able to play as Ryu, Luke, Jamie, Chun-Li, Kimberly, Juri, and Ken and Guile.
Nice.
I just think Street Fighter looks incredible. Like,
it does.
It really does. Like, for all the fighting games that we've seen, even Tekken, Street Fighter looks incredible. I'm never going to buy like a fighting game like on day one. I just don't play enough of them. But I'm definitely going to. I hope. Does it have a? I know they have like a world tour mode where you can walk around and stuff. But is there like a single player campaign beat everybody story thing?
Well, I mean, they always have that.
I know. I just want to make sure that
that's
still a thing.
Yeah, this one is even more because you create a fighter and you have this whole like world tour where you're going around in the world fighting people, and then you can go into what looks like a tournament area and you sit down at what looks like an Evo type thing and you actually fight people online that way. It looks real weird, but there will be a full single player campaign and a whole creative player campaign.
Yes. That's awesome. Well, I look forward to at least getting it one time to play that.
5 did not have a single player campaign when it came out.
That's what I was thinking.
They were like, we're going to add it later on. And 5 didn't have a lot of shit when it came out. 5 was when I was like, oh, this is not good.
It looks great.
I was a little suspect.
It really, really looks good. Like in motion, the characters, like everything just not just like, I'm not trying to say like it looks good, like in my opinion, it looks good. Like it looks really like high production. It looks expensive. Like it just looks really good. You know, it just like, man, they've done a lot to Street Fighter since last time I've seen. Like this looks great. It looks real nice.
It looks like what they wanted 5 to be. Everything they were saying that they wanted to have in 5 looks like it's in this game, and it looks better. Like it's gonna play better too. So I'm excited for it. I always buy the Street Fighter games day one. Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat ones I always kind of get into. Mortal Kombat has a better story. That's why I've
always enjoyed Mortal Kombat single player.
But the Street Fighter, like the mechanics of Street Fighter, I love. Like
solid.
It's very technical, very solid. Anybody can pick it up, but it's kind of hard to master. Like I'm really good with like Ryu and Ken. So yeah, those are my mainstays. But yeah, I love Street Fighter. I can't wait.
I'll get it one day on sale, probably on Steam. Resident Evil 4 Remake also got like a little trailer and it's kind of shown, but they did announce that it's also coming to PS4. And then they went over all the DLC updates that are coming to Village, the third-person mode and the little story mode and all that. I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to Resident Evil Village anymore, so I'm not paying no attention. Capcom also showed another story trailer for Exoprimal. That's their shooter that features like the dinosaurs.
Dino Crisis game.
Yeah. Game looks pretty good. Not gonna lie.
What I saw, it looks really good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Might play that one day. That is kind of like I would like that game to come to Game Pass. That's one of those type of games for me. It's like, I'm not gonna pay you to play that. But if you give me the chance to play it, I might play it one day.
I'm not gonna pay you to play that.
Yeah. Squarely kind of in that. Like, I'm not gonna pay for this.
The Game Pass motto.
Xbox announced a bunch of games coming to Game Pass. Oh, that's right. This is our hold the L moment. Because last week on the podcast, we had a question asking us over under September 1st for Deathloop. And then we published the podcast and went to sleep and we woke up and Deathloop was announced for Xbox. It's out today. Like, it's out now. So it was just complete L for the podcast. It's just like, we were wrong.
I think I messed up. I think I at first said before the month
you had it right.
You did. You could have won.
Changed it.
Could have had it.
But instead, you decided to
peer pressure.
Succumb to peer pressure.
Peer pressure's a bitch.
Yeah. It got me.
You had it. But joining Deathloop, we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey, You Suck at Parking, Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony, Melodies of Steel, Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch Remastered, and that's the first time Ni no Kuni's been on Xbox platform, I believe.
One of my favorite games.
Really?
Fantastic game. Yes.
Wow.
Ni no Kuni is a great RPG. It's,
Where the hell do you have the time to play all this shit?
Yeah, I don't ever recall you playing Ni no Kuni, but that's awesome.
It's it came on PS3. You guys like Studio Ghibli, right?
I remember.
No.
Who made,
I know they are. I don't like it. I don't not like it. I don't know anything about it. I'm indifferent.
The story of Ni no Kuni is really good, like really, really good for RPG, and I just love it. It's a beautiful game. It's fun. A little bit hard, but I love it. I beat that one and I beat the second one. The second one is not as good, but this is the one you should play.
This is the good one?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, D-Life backing up. Nice. And then, again, reiterating out today, Deathloop and Hardship Shipbreaker. Deathloop did come out with a new trailer. There's a Golden Loop update for all new platforms. There's new enemies, new weapons, and an extended ending, which I heard on another podcast apparently is the issue that people had with Deathloop. If they didn't like the ending. So there's an extended ending.
Ending for that.
So we don't know if it's just like more of the ending they don't like, or if it's just a better ending.
This feels like some Mass Effect 3 type shit.
Yeah, kind of.
People did not like that ending, and they went ahead and changed it. And it's like, just stick to your vision. If that's your ending, just suck it up and take it. That's what it is. That's what it's going to be.
They should make the extended ending Game Pass exclusive. like PS5 players can't get the ending.
The good version.
Wow.
And then just keeping up with the Xbox, since we're talking about them, Xbox also rolled out new OS updates this week. You can change the light color on the Elite 2 controller, which is something you could do on PC. They've actually baked that into the Xbox OS now. Your inventory, like your library, has tabs, which we've discussed in the past, and you can set a default install location for the type of games. So if you're downloading a Series X game, you can have it on the internal. If you're downloading a back-and-back game, you can set it to default on your external. Those are updates that have been out. Yeah, they've been out in the preview, but they're now officially rolled out. It's like the 1440 update. Like if you're in the advanced rings, you've already got these. You've had these for some time. But I don't know about the controller, because the controller color I think is new, but the other ones have been out for a bit. So that was all I wrote down for Tokyo Game Show. So before we move on, do you guys have anything else you'd like to highlight from TGS?
I forgot TGS even happened.
Yeah, it does. Like that is an issue with the podcast. Is like that stuff came out like Thursday, Friday, and when you fast forward like a week into next Wednesday, it might have video game news. That was forever ago at this point. TGS is over and done. Call of Duty Next happened. They had their little stream. I tried to get all the details that I could. So let's see here. Warzone 2.0 drops November 16th. It is set in Al Mazrah. It's a desert and city combat type of area. Will feature an AI faction in addition to the other players. And that Infinity Warfare or Infinity, help me, Infinity Ward. Thanks. They're hoping that it will lead to more realistic combat scenarios. This is kind of new for the Battle Royale thing. There'll be multiple shrinking circles, and there may be multiple different circle behaviors. I didn't clarify what that means. Maybe the circles, in addition to shrink, maybe they move, but there'll be multiples of them. And I guess at some point they'll combine. I don't know. They didn't really go in or show what that meant, but I definitely picked up on it. I was like, because that's new. Like I want to know what that's like. That sounds cool. The Gulag will now feature 2v2 fights instead of 1v1, which they're hoping puts an end to endless queues. The DMZ mode, which has been off rumored, was confirmed. And that'll be in addition to classic Warzones, like a different mode, and it's objective based. So it's like a drop in and extract mode. Jump in, get whatever you have to get, fighting the other teams, fighting the enemy AI, get what you've got to get and get out type of thing. So if you get tired of the Warzone, you can play that too. And then Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer will feature a third person playlist. So if you don't want to play in first person, you can play in third person. Yeah. And then
about this.
They also added a 3v3 raid mode that will be coming shortly after launch. And then they did have a little mention that the Ricochet anti-cheat system that protects Call of Duty has been built on new unified security platform, which Activision says will allow the team to update the system more frequently. There'll still be widespread cheating in Call of Duty.
Of course.
Yeah. So
cheaters going to cheat.
Yeah. Cheaters going to cheat. The best thing to do is to punish them and deter them from doing it. But who knows? Maybe they've solved the anti-cheat problem. I doubt it. Call of Duty seems fun. I kind of want to do the extraction thing. I definitely want to see the Warzone stuff. I want to see multiple circles and behaviors and stuff. I'm not crazy into Battle Royale, not nearly as much as some other folks have come through Psvg, but I do enjoy playing it because it's simple, it's fun, kind of survive to the last. I do think it's kind of insane that they give Call of Duty Warzone out for free. It's absolutely insane. Yeah. It's a lot of game for free. But they're competing with the Fortnites of the world, the Apexes, so I get it, but it's just a lot. Anything else on Call of Duty?
Well, I'm not gonna play any of this shit. I play the story campaign, so
you don't even play Warzone at all.
Over there. No, I'm not gonna play it. Not
okay.
At all. It looks cool.
I'll wait for it to go on sale, and I'll buy it to play the campaign.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna. Yeah, you guys already know I'm pre-ordered it, so I'll be playing the campaign as soon as possible. But every time I buy a Call of Duty, I definitely get into some zombies. I'll play a little Warzone. Like I'll play some multiplayer, but I'm just not. People play Call of Duty for multiplayer. They'll play it all year long. I'll play it for like a weekend, and then I'm done playing Call of Duty multiplayer.
I play the campaign, and I play a little bit of the zombies.
I love zombies.
That's kind of what I do.
That's my thing.
I could not stand the zombies. Back when I was at Best Buy, everybody was like, "All right, let's all get together and play Call of Duty Zombies." I played it for a one night, and I was like, "This is the absolute worst thing I've ever played."
Great.
I did not like it at all.
My favorite thing about Call of Duty multiplayer.
Which one did you play?
I think it wasn't World at War, because I didn't have that one. Whatever other game the zombies came to, it was on PS3.
So, John, I can't play the beta because it was PlayStation, and I pre-ordered on Steam, so I can't play until the Steam beta opens.
You got to remember, Donnie is a PC masterface gamer now. He doesn't mess with us poor console peasants.
Not wrong.
I didn't want to try the beta.
It's not wrong. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I have pre-ordered so many games on PC. Like basically, I was just telling Sean this on Sweet Ings. If it's not exclusive, and I'm not getting like some sort of deal to play it on my consoles, then I'm playing it on PC. I pre-ordered Evil West. I pre-ordered Callisto Protocol. I pre-ordered Sonic. I'll be playing Sonic Horizons on.
Did you pre-order the What's the game you told me about? The Chant, I think it's called.
The Chant, no, because I asked if I could review that one. But if I can't,
okay, gotcha.
If I can't, then I might. I'm still if that one's gonna be like reviews. I need somebody to tell me it's good before I buy it.
When is that even out?
It looks pretty good.
A couple weeks.
November.
Oh, really?
I thought it was October.
November, yeah.
I didn't realize it was coming out already.
Oh, snap. Maybe I've got it wrong.
Let me check to make sure.
The Chant, November 3rd.
There you go.
Look at that.
Yeah. I wrote into them for that one, and then I also asked Grasshopper if I could review No More Heroes on PC.
Okay.
I'm not going to spend $60 to play it day one, but I'd happily review it again.
Full PC gamer Donnie. But I imagine I did the exact same thing with the PS4. At the end of the life cycle, I was like, if it ain't an exclusive, I'm playing it on PC because playing on this console sucks. Unfortunately, PS5 is kind of getting that way. It's like the performance just isn't as great as it is on PC. So if it ain't an exclusive, why not play it on the better place? Like if it plays better on PC, performs better, and I can play it there.
The performance is not as good, and I guess it was never really meant to be. So that's not like new, but I kind of thought that performance would be better than it is. Dev knows this more than anybody else, but our listeners may not. I've been somewhat let down by the lack of like true 4K 60 native games on next gen hardware. There are standouts. Yeah. Like Forza is awesome. Like that's kind of, I want the Forza experience like across the board. That's kind of what I thought that's what I expected. We had some 4K 60 games last generation, and this is just every console, right?
Very few,
right? But every console does that. Like when we had PS2s and stuff, we're going full HD, and it's like, no, we're going a lot of 720.
We're going 720,
yeah. And then it was like PS4, baby, all the way, and I was like, well, no,
we couldn't even get 1080p 60 on PlayStation 4.
Right, we still played so many games at 30. And then we got the Pro, and we're like 60 all the time. And they're like, yeah, but
not even a little.
Not if you want to do 4K. And then here comes the new ones, and I honestly thought with the new ones, based on what I read about the ray tracing abilities and the processors and the SSDs, it was like 4K 60 all the time. And it's like, well, sometimes
dynamic 4K. We'll get you 60 frames, no problem, but you're going to get this dynamic.
We're going to turn a lot of stuff off to get you to 60, you know? So yeah, and it's not, and look, there's nothing wrong with that. Some of those experiences are great. The Last of Us remaster is great, right? If they really dial it in, it can be really good. But the whole reason I bought my PC from the get-go was that I don't want to make those concessions anymore. Like I bought a PC that I was like, I want to be able to play everything at 4K 60. Like if that supports that, that's what I want to play it at. My PC ain't let me down at all. Every game that I've bought that supports 4K, I can play at 4K 60. I could probably go higher than that. There seems to be overhead on this. I just don't care to try or do. Like 60, I'm
it won't be a
perfectly
stable
happy
frame
60.
rate. Yeah, you won't get a stable.
Dying Light, Assassin's Creed, like we'll see what Call of Duty does, but my PC hasn't dropped the ball one time for me. But also, I am getting used to kind of sitting here, playing at my PC, playing on the screen, playing with my headphones, having my PC like available to me, which has become a nice thing where I can just, Windows tab into my browser or Windows tab into Discord or play my music. Like I'm just getting more and more accustomed to just this experience.
It's glorious.
I'm converted, I guess, if you can say it. Like I said, if I'm gonna buy a game, especially like digitally, if I'm gonna buy a game, it's gonna be on Steam. I'm not worried about not being able to play them on the next hardware or in the future or anything like that. So
the PC is glorious if you can afford to make it happen.
I like it. It's good stuff.
This is one of the few times where my ignorance really is bliss, because if I don't know, I don't think about it. I don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, this PS5 is fine to me.
Yeah.
Xbox is fine. But you guys have been to the mountaintop. Y'all have seen glory of PC. So it's like y'all are here, y'all coming back like Moses with the 10 Commandments. Like, hey, look, I have the answers for you.
Well, I'm trying to
nah.
tell you, like, bang for the buck, the consoles are great. I don't want anybody to hear my statements and think less of their consoles. Really, that's not the point of what I'm trying to say.
No.
I'm not trying to be like
sense.
master face DNA. I'm not there.
You're not
I'm
wrong.
not being like, I'm not like, oh, the Series X isn't good. Like, I'm happy to play on my consoles.
Series X isn't good.
I was happy to play Last of Us. You know, I'll be happy to play on the console. That's not a problem. It's just that you know, like, I don't want to. It's like Dying Light. I didn't want to make concessions for. Dying Light isn't very great on console. Like it's a lot better on PC. It's not a little better on PC. It is a lot better on PC. My day one experience with Dying Light was a lot better than most people's. I wonder. I mean, I don't wonder. I know that might be why I was like, Dying Light was pretty good, and a lot of people were like, Dying Light was not good. It's like, well, your Dying Light wasn't good.
Funny thing, that's the Cyberpunk experience.
Yeah,
everybody who played Cyberpunk day one and it played it on PC were like, this game is awesome. Mm-hmm. Everybody who played it on console was like, this is absolute trash. What is this nonsense?
Also, not Ghost of Tsushima. That's not the right game. Ghostwire Tokyo. That's that game for me. I keep telling people that. Seriously, ray tracing makes a world of difference with that game. It gets such an impressive glow up. It looks incredible. Ghostwire Tokyo looks amazing dialed up. When you turn the thing up to max and play it, I turned it off. I turned off ray tracing and everything. I said it was just like PlayStation. I was like, ugh. No wonder they're not super excited about it.
Yeah, you also got to remember the consoles can't actually do ray tracing because they're using an AMD processor, which does not do the same thing. So it'll never be the same experience as a PC. Why you even put that up there, Donnie? Daniel, you can just go away.
Daniel,
okay?
I love how he's trying to throw shade
talk
on me playing PC while he plays on an iPad.
Right, on this damn phone.
He runs, what is that game? The Zelda ripoff, like Ocean Heart or whatever, 2 at like 16 frames a second on iPad.
Playing on a Burberry. Those flip phone bullshit. Fuck out of here.
But yeah, and look, I'm people that played Ghostwire Tokyo. I've said it a bunch. Like, I think half of that game, like the first half of the game, is kind of mid. You know, it's not like amazing or anything like that, but the second half is really good, and it is a lot better when you see it all glowy and rainy and shiny and, you know, ray tracery
with actual colors and reflections and things.
Ghostwire Tokyo,
missing all of the stuff.
Didn't I say it when I played it? Didn't I say that on this, like, to you guys?
Yes.
Ghostwire Tokyo is one of the like prettiest games I've ever seen. I just wish more people saw it. A lot of people didn't see Ghostwire Tokyo. I saw. I
can't get past that first half.
I get it. It's the first half is it is very redundant. That's the thing with that game. It's not a super long game. You know, a lot of people say that about a lot of RPGs. You got to get 20 hours in before it gets good. The difference of Ghostwire, man, the ending nails it. It's really worth pushing through if you can, because the ending is really good. One of the better endings I've seen.
I really dug it. Jr. has traded that game in by now.
Oh yeah, that game's gone. Haley says Ocean Horny. Whatever the game is called. That's what Daniel's like. He's like, it's like Zelda. No, it's not. Stop.
Daniel's playing Flappy Bird.
We got more Xbox versus PlayStation stuff last week. I'm sure everybody's already talked and done all this. I wouldn't mind just skipping this all together, but we do have a podcast to do, so let's do it. Sony responded to the GamesIndustry.biz article detailing the UK's CMA moving to phase 2 with the following statement. And this is Sony, just generic Sony. I mean, I want to say it's Jim Ryan, but we don't know. There was no name attached to it. It was just, here's Sony's response. Quote, by giving Microsoft control of Activision games like Call of Duty, this deal would have major negative implications for gamers and the future of the gaming industry. We want to guarantee PlayStation gamers continue to have the highest quality gaming experience, and we appreciate the CMA's focus on protecting gamers from Microsoft.
Yes. The evil empire.
How are you going to complain about all gamers and then talk about PlayStation gamers? Like, shut up.
Shouldn't we
Just talk about all
Shouldn't we
gamers.
be protecting Call of Duty from Activision?
I mean,
Yeah.
I seriously want to ask some people that hate this so much if they would like. It seems like people are like, no. Let's let Activision keep being Activision. I was like, that's the better outcome here?
That's what you want?
That's what you want?
Let them keep committing crimes.
You see how this looks.
That seems to be what they're arguing for. They seem to be arguing for Kodak and Activision and everything. Let's keep it going. Why mess up a good thing? What?
It's the worst. It's oh god.
You don't have to worry about all the stuff they were doing.
Yeah, no. Just water under the bridge. Water under the bridge. They're good.
Wow. What a quote. What a quote.
And they're just knocking it out in the park lately.
And I didn't say this last week, or it might have been the show before last week's. We were talking about all the, I'd mentioned some folks were calling Phil a liar and disingenuous and other. I didn't mention this then, and I wanted to. I had thought about it, and I just didn't bring it up. This is why we have console wars. I've always said this. Everybody blames console wars on like toxic gamers, right? Us. And it's not us. This comes from the companies. It always has.
Yes.
This goes back all the way back. This has always come from the top down.
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Exactly. And the customers that like them, they pick up that flag and they carry it forward. That's where this comes from.
It does with every type of consumer thing. Coke versus Pepsi, McDonald's versus Burger King. They all do it.
But
they know what they're doing. They want to
hard
get
as this.
It's not to this extreme. Only thing that's close to this extreme probably is DC and Marvel. That's about it. Probably I can think. Maybe wrestling now.
So Microsoft responded based on the CMA's decision, which I do want to talk about in a minute. But a company spokesperson for Microsoft told VGC, quote, "It makes zero business sense for Microsoft to remove Call of Duty from PlayStation given its market-leading console position." Counterpunch.
I said the same. I said the same thing on PSXP a couple weeks ago.
Right, but you're saying it like that. Excuse me. I understand why you're saying it. I want to make sure that the context for this quote is framed correctly. Sony is saying that by giving Activision's portfolio to Xbox, that it will be unfair and hard to compete against them. Xbox is publicly letting it be known that Sony and PlayStation is the console leading position. Like they are the market leader.
Why would we take it from them?
PlayStation is acting like they're the little sisters of the poor here. Like we can't compete. And Microsoft's like, bitch, we're trying to compete with you.
Right.
on XP, I read a quote that Phil said something very similar. Like, hey, it would be insane to take this off of PlayStation. It makes no sense.
It doesn't. We're gonna give it away for free on our console and sell it on yours. There. Yes. Everybody's happy.
At TGS,
like, well, wait. They're like, wait, you're going to take it away from us. Like, we're not taking it away. But they're going to try to take it away. We're not taking it away. What are you doing?
They took
Phil
our
Spencer
jobs.
Also said, quote, "And I can definitely say that we have no plans today to raise the price of our consoles. We think in a time when our customers are more economically challenged and uncertain than ever, we don't think it's the right move for us at this point to be raising prices on our console and customers."
Bam! Bitches.
I've never seen like such petty drama between two companies.
That was a good shot.
Oh my god.
They dropped that ether.
And in the same interview, Phil also reaffirmed that Microsoft isn't done with acquisitions, citing Tencent as the biggest gaming company in the world and Sony, whose gaming business is still bigger than Microsoft's. And both continue to make additions as well. Quote, "We strive to be a major player here. We want to deliver great content to our players, and we're going to remain active. whether that's investing in our internal teams that are already building great games that people know and love, or whether it's building new partnerships.
Bill gets it. He gets it.
He's playing the right cards.
Yeah.
So Jeff, friend of the podcast, Jeff Grubb, whoever that guy is on Twitter, hating on Shaq, can suck it. Jeff did say something that I hadn't heard, and I wanted to regurgitate it because I think it was important. That apparently he thinks that Sony's hope is that their strength in the UK can push this UK CMA board to potentially level some sort of sanction on the deal, some sort of requirement on the deal, because if they can get it done in one region, apparently it can be retroactively applied to other regions, even if they approve the deal without them. So that might be like Sony's great hope, is that here in this market, they can maybe get that through. Doesn't mean it's going to go through. It doesn't mean it's not either. Nobody knows. We'll see. But I hadn't heard that before.
What do they hope to really accomplish by not
maybe an extension on the deal, like maybe a 10-year commitment for Call of Duty or something like the deal? As I understand it, and as I've said on this podcast many times before, the deal's going through. Like it will go through.
Yeah.
The reason why, there are billions of reasons why, because they have all of these shareholders of this company that if the deal doesn't go through, will take a huge loss. And typically, as I understand it, when you hear financial folks talk about it, Warren Buffett make comments and stuff on it. Typically, when you have a buyer willing to buy out the price of the share, things happen to get those deals done. There's too many people, too much money on the line. So all of that makes sense to me. I think that when I hear those types of comments made, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I think the deal's going to go through. But yeah, like right now, Phil's offered a 3-year deal. So they have a deal now with Activision for 3 years. Phil's offering another 3 years. Basically, Phil's saying, we won't take Call of Duty off PlayStation for at least this generation. That's basically what Xbox is committed to. And PlayStation wants a bigger commitment. They want a bigger commitment than that. So maybe that deal has to be extended to 8 or 10 years. Who knows? Whatever they might come up with.
Let me ask you
They're going to kill this deal, and it's just going to kill Activision, and there'll be no more Call of Duty. And then we can all blame Sony for making Call of Duty.
That would be the worst outcome. But I mean, to me, you know what? I'm sorry. Please, Delvin.
Oh, this is a question for both of you guys. If this deal goes through, do you think the way that Sony's acting could affect them getting other property from Microsoft?
Yeah, for sure.
They'd be like,
so the thing is, beforehand, when we first started talking about this a couple weeks ago, I said that it feels like a different Sony. Sony has always been like supremely confident in the gaming space. They've kind of taken subtle, and they've earned that right. I've never said that as a slight to Sony, but in how they talk about their competition with Nintendo or Xbox, they're kind of above that, right? That's how they operate. This is the first time they're not acting like that. And I said it kind of sounded desperate. And as I've thought about the weeks and we've seen more and more comments, what it really just strikes is that Sony's really, really happy with the way things are. And they just don't want it to change. They like, they really like Xbox not being a real factor, right? And they just don't want to risk that them having to, go back to a 360 time where they were truly competitive rivals. Right now, they're not competitive rivals, maybe in one market or two, but they're not truly rivals. And they think this Activision deal might make them truly rivals, and they just don't want that. That's really what I think this comes down to, is they just don't want to go back to that time. And I understand gamers may feel that way, especially Sony gamers, but I want all of the players to be very competitive. We all win in that situation.
Yep.
Like I want them to push that innovation and push the games and make it more competitive. Like that's great for us. That's when we get better services and cheaper access and more attainable things and more game for our money and better consoles. Like, let's do that.
Games on PC sooner.
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds great. But Sony really seems to me, and I don't know, maybe I'm reading this differently than you guys, but from the comments, I'm just like, they don't want any part of this. They really don't.
Yeah,
they don't like this.
Pretty much.
at all.
They're really scared. Real scared.
So I saw some speculation that it's possible. I don't think this to be the case. I want to be clear. This isn't my idea. This is ideas that I've heard on other podcasts. But I've heard other people postulate that maybe the CMA board would say like, hey, you can do whatever you want, Xbox, but you have to make Game Pass available on PlayStation. I don't know if they can do that. Like, I don't know if they can dictate that to Sony.
Right. No, doesn't make any sense.
But let's say that was kind of it has to even be offered. Like, hey, we offered it to them. Sony said no. But I've seen that floated around. I've said it for a bunch of times.
Would Sony want that?
I don't hate that idea. I think it's a great idea. I'm all for Game Pass being on as many things as possible. I think it's weird. Like there have to be things that would have to be worked out, right? Well, like how does third party stuff work if it's on Game Pass, if it's on Sony? Yeah. Is it only first party Game Pass on Sony? What about like MLB The Show? That'd be super weird. MLB The Show, PlayStation game available on Game Pass on Xbox, but not Game Pass on PlayStation. That doesn't make any sense. But I think the future marketplace that Microsoft envisions is Game Pass available everywhere. And they are like a service company. And that's kind of, I don't want to say a step above. I would say step out of the traditional console market. They're not like that. They're like a partner to anybody.
Don't have to worry about spending money on making consoles and hardware. They just make software and put that shit everywhere.
You just think of it. That's exactly what they do today. They still make PCs. It's not at all their core business, but they still make them. You could buy them if you want to.
Those are barely PCs. Those aren't computers.
But you could buy them if you want to, but that's not like, they're not like, we have to sell 10 million services or we're going out of business. Like that's not it. Their thing is Windows and server and subscriptions and 365. Like that's their thing.
Office 365. You're going to get this new version of Windows and here.
That's their thing.
Have a little crumb of Game Pass while you're at it.
And you can buy our hardware or the competitors. It doesn't matter. You can buy any hardware you want, whatever you think the best hardware is for you. But
ROS is going to be on it.
Yeah, exactly. I do think that might be the future that they want to go to. I honestly, based on the comments that I'm seeing Sony make, I don't think Sony wants Game Pass on PlayStation at all. Because if they put Game Pass, I mean, again, I know I'm the Xbox fan, so maybe you guys could correct me here. If Xbox Game Pass showed up on PlayStation, I think they would absolutely single-handedly in a day kill PlayStation Plus. Am I wrong?
I said on XP. I said it would be. I said why would they want that on there if they have a competing service?
Yeah, I don't think they would want that on there at all.
That would be weird.
Because I don't
if you make it an add-on, you add the Game Pass to the essential, or no, it's not the essential. Whatever the highest tier of, you just add Game Pass to that.
Tier.
Yeah. Maybe something like that makes more sense than that, like it literally just being an existing service. If it's an existing service, I don't think that goes well for a PlayStation because they have a lot of PlayStation Plus subscribers, right? Like 70 million or something like that. You could cut that number in half if it was Game Pass. It's like, I
mean, maybe you do, but the problem is, what if you can't play online still without PlayStation Plus?
That's what I would think.
You get all your Game Pass games, but you can't play any of them online because you ain't got PS Plus. I think you would
still have PlayStation Plus subs, but not at the higher tiers at all. Like, why would you?
I mean, if you still can't, if you want the games that are in that, I think it ends up just being that you end up with both. Like,
well, in that regard, then it would make sense for them to do that.
Yeah, I can't imagine people being like, "Oh, well, I'm not going to subscribe to PlayStation Plus anymore," because if you're in the PlayStation ecosystem, so many things are in Plus that you're going to want, and then now I can get Game Pass too.
I also, if you take that step forward, I also would speculate that if that was the case, and we're just speaking hypotheticals here, I just want to remain responsible to the show. If you're listening to the show, we're just talking hypotheticals. I don't think any of us actually think it's going to happen.
Yes.
No.
But if that was to be the case, if they're like, hey, you have to offer Game Pass PlayStation, I think Xbox would say, sure, but they have to make sure that we can play games online and cross-play and cross-save without paying a fee and all that. They have to adopt our open ecosystem. And that might be the issue where Sony's like, nah.
Yeah, it's a hot mess.
Nah,
so it's you're having competing, like EA Play doesn't compete with PS Plus, you know? It's an add-on, it's an addition. Like Game Pass is like a direct competitor in a way. It's messy.
Yep.
It's real messy.
So we'll see if this even goes through in the UK. I'm sure PlayStation's trying their best. I'm sure Microsoft's trying their best as well. It seems like the UK is their best bet. But I still think this deal goes through. I have no reason to think it doesn't.
Just push it through already so we can just be done with this conversation.
Move on with these little tit for tat comments. I agree.
Yes, please.
Speaking of PlayStation Plus, we got updates. I think we've already read these once, but we got some new ones, so I'm just going to read them all again just in case. On the extra tier, I don't even know what fucking tier that is. You get Deathloop, Assassin's Creed Origins.
It's the middle tier.
Chicory, Scott Pilgrim, Watch Dogs 2, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Spiritfarer, Monster Energy Supercross, Rayman Legends, Dev. Get some. Got to get in that.
No.
Got to do it, man. And a Rabbit Invasion. And then on the premium tier, you get Siphon Filter 2, Toy Story 3, Kingdom of Paradise, and the Sly Cooper Collection, Thieves in Time, and Bentley's Hack Pack. The Sly Cooper games are PS3 games, meaning you will have to stream them.
Why the hell would I want to play the most expensive for the worst games? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Good point.
That's what it is.
It's fucking dumb.
Moving on to our quick hitters topics. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves is out. It's out now. Is out now on that doesn't seem right.
That says October 19th.
October 19th.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that. I was looking at the date. I was like, wait a minute, is that already out? Yeah. So Uncharted is coming out soon on Steam. I'm gonna get it, but not at full price. I'll get it on the cheap one day. Battlefield boss Vince Zampella thinks Battlefield 2042 quote strayed a little too far away from what Battlefield is.
You think?
No, it was sucky. So yeah, it was exactly where Battlefield was.
Most like
fucking terrible,
dumb quote I think I've ever seen in video games. I'm very happy about my Battlefield haterade. You remember I kept telling you all, I was like, this is not good. And everybody was like, oh, this would be great. There's tornadoes and shit. I'm like, nope. That is not it. And when these are like, it doesn't have a campaign, I was like dead on arrival. That game is toast. Yep. I feel good about that one. I don't always get them right, but that one I got right. So I'll take that victory lap. PSVR 2 confirmed will not be backwards compatible with PSVR software. Shocking nobody.
Yeah. No surprises there at all.
But a lot of people found this out for the first time apparently last week. Remember that news dropped? Everybody was like, what?
Oh my
it's
God.
not compatible. It's like, yeah, we know it. Like,
yeah,
fundamentally, we know it's not compatible. I saw so many people arguing like over the semantics of the systems and other different, like, guys, you're missing the forest for the trees here. That's not the point. The point is, would the same software be available to you at no cost? So if they republish Beat Saber for PSVR 2, will you have to rebuy it? And it looks like, yeah, you will. It looks like you will.
Yeah.
It looks like that's what Sony's going to try to do. I'm holding out hope that they have like an instant game collection for PSVR. I really, really hope, because if they're going to try to sell Astrobot and Moss,
PC. Why do you care?
And all of that, I'm not going to play it at all. But for the people that have bought it, for the people that have bought those games and they've already played Blood and Truth and they own them, I think it'd be pretty crappy to try and sell it to them again on new hardware.
Oh, they're definitely going to do that.
Yeah, it looks like they are.
It's the remastered version. I mean, what do you mean?
I know.
It's the remastered. It's the reimagined, remade version. And hey, you can still play it on the PS5 on your old PSVR with the dongle, so you're good.
Josh can't. They never send them the dongle, right?
They're gonna make the dongles available again. They're gonna find some in a back warehouse. All right.
I felt so bad. Josh was like, I registered 5 times and never got one. I was like, yeah, that's
the dongle is gonna reemerge. They're gonna be okay, and they're gonna be like, hey, it still works, but we remastered it over here. So you gotta come over here if you want.
And the remaster part will literally be, it looks sharper because our resolution is better. Yeah. Not that we did anything. It has haptics, because we redid it, because we just went in and turned it on. We turned on haptics.
Yeah. We hit the switch.
Remastered.
Yeah.
That's a racket. It's really a racket. And it's not that I realize, And so just to offer the opposite side of this conversation, if you're really excited about PSVR and you're hearing this, you're like, this sucks. I hate this podcast. I realize that Sony's not alone. Other people have done that. Nintendo remasters. I'm using air quotes.
Oh my God. The Kirby game. I'm so mad about that.
So like, I get it. But the difference being PS5s are expensive and we sure as hell expect this headset to be expensive. And if you're going to charge somebody $1,000 to replay Moss, give them the fucking game. For the love of God, give them the damn game. Like, make it easy on them. In my opinion, that's too much to ask. That's so much to ask from somebody. You know, it's not like a game 10 years later is now available on your new system. Like that, I kind of get. That's like a re-release. These are games available now.
I think the problem lies with if Sony's not paying for the developers to like patch them, make them available, make them work with PSVR. That's where you end up having to just be a mess.
And I had somebody reply to me on Twitter. They were like, I would rather pay for the newer versions of the game and play them better than have my existing versions now. I was like, well, I would rather you be able to play the new versions for free. I was like, but how does that work with Beat Saber? Like, what about all that DLC you bought? You want to buy it again? You want to buy the Panic at the Disco pack again?
Right.
Are you sure?
That would suck.
Yeah, it would suck. And the problem is it all comes down to who's paying for that, because that's development time.
Yeah.
Actually making the version work. Or
I
making
think
a new version. And it would behoove Sony. Knowing the cost of entry, it would behoove Sony to make sure that any legacy content, the highlights, not all things, the good stuff. Exactly. Go and cherry pick the good stuff and give it to them. Give it to them when they bring home their console, they plug in their headset for the first time. You want that to be a good experience. You don't want them whipping out their credit cards and buying shit they've already bought. That's going to make people angry. It's going to make people not buy it. Just do the PS Plus for PSVR 2 collection and call it a fucking day.
I've been trying to push that for like a year, and I don't feel like anybody's behind me on that. It's like, this is a really good idea. Do that.
It is.
Yeah.
But Sony hasn't necessarily given us faith that they would do that.
And it does. Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
I hope it does. Because
Lion Ryan guy.
Because here's the thing, it really does look like a good headset. Technically, like the headset looks great. The controllers look great. I'm not against it. I'm just not really into VR anymore, guys. But like, if you're out there listening, it's not that I don't think it's good. I think it's really good. I just think the PS5, the cost centers for the VR, knowing that the Quest is right there, and the Quest is about to release a new headset. You guys realize that, right? They're about to have like a new Oculus Summit. They're going to release a new headset.
No, thank you. It's Facebook. Can't do it.
So,
Meta.
So anyway, oh yeah, I forgot this happened. Rockstar got hacked this week. That was big news.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they got hacked, and the hacker posted 90 videos of in development GTA 6 and offered to make a deal with Rockstar. Rockstar said no, and they've been filing takedowns. I watched some of it, a couple of videos, nothing much. I think most people that were following the story were all shocked at the amount of people that were making judgments on GTA based off of what was leaked. There were a lot of people that were like, it looks like GTA 5. Like, no shit, because it's in development.
Yeah.
Like you're looking at in-game assets from who knows when. I think they said they were over a year old. And that game isn't coming out soon, so of course it doesn't look great, because that's what
you think people put polish on the development stuff. It's like
that's
we're just trying to
get
a concept. Like, this is the concept of the game and how things work.
They're testing physics.
Literally the concept.
They're testing physics and animation and stuff. Yeah, they're not trying to make it look good at all right now.
You're lucky it's not just like boxes. Yeah.
Some of it you can tell like this is really early in the game process, but it looks.
It is Vice City.
It looks interesting.
They're complete like city signs and everything. It's like a modern Miami, but it's called Vice City, so it looks like a new take on Vice City. So Vice City, but not the 80s, I guess.
My only thing I told my son, because me and him watched it, a big part of it. They had like a 3-minute like robbery thing they had for it. Like, it looks cool.
The Bonnie
I don't like Miami.
Thing.
Yeah.
I said that don't look like Miami. That looks like more like Orlando or someplace like that. But it looks cool. It looks fun. It looks a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah. I mean, the game's gonna sell like crazy when it comes out. It sucks that Rockstar that this happened. I'm happy for the folks that like released headlines and stuff calling it a leak. It's not a leak. They were hacked. It's different.
Yeah, a hack is not a leak. Yeah,
Like a friend in the studio didn't slip Jeff a clip of what the game looks like or a detail or anything. Somebody intruded Rockstar Systems and illegally
stole property.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Yeah,
it's not a leak. There's a difference.
That's what I was telling my son, that this is the actual crime. People can be charged for this. This is serious.
Somebody's gonna get charged for this.
Yeah, I hope the Rockstar ninjas find him or her, him, whoever, them. Sean Layden works for Tencent now.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're taking over the world one little acquisition at a time.
Sony apparently is totally fine with that too. By the way, like that's another thing that I'm glimmering from all that
because
they're saying.
working together.
They're totally happy with Tencent buying whatever and whoever they want.
Yeah.
As long as it's not Microsoft.
What do Sony and Tencent own together? There's some stuff that they actually are like partners.
Is it Epic?
I think it is Epic.
Yeah, I think it's Epic. I think they both own stakes in Epic.
Yeah, they're one and the same. They're
we
buddies.
can't possibly compete in the games industry if Microsoft gets Activision. Meanwhile, Tencent buys half the world. Mario Rabbids has gone gold. Apparently, we're getting first impressions of the game tomorrow. I'm excited.
Awesome.
I'm very excited about that. I've had this game pre-ordered maybe longer than any other game I've had. Don't do it, Devin. God damn it. This game is so excited. I'm so excited for this game. One of my most anticipated games of the fall.
Oh, Dev showed his excitement for it just now.
Yeah.
Yep. You can buy it for somebody will buy it for little headset.
I'm not. Learn my lesson.
I didn't say you. I just said somebody. Who knows? We
had Nvidia's Project Beyond, where they showcased their new graphics cards. You have the RTX 4090, comes in at $1,600. It's out October 12th. There's also an RTX 4080. They come in two different configurations: 16 gig at $1,200, or a 12 gig at $900.
Yeah,
this is interesting.
Oh,
I'm not sure how that works. They're releasing two new 3080s. I want to stop the podcast and reconfigure this so both Delvins are on one side. So we're not split.
Can't you just drag it? You can't just drag them?
Can I?
No, you see on the screen.
Just drag the windows.
No, I can't. Maybe I can do that. There we go.
There you go. I'm back.
There it is.
There's two new 3080s, and they did talk a lot about how the 3080 will still be part of kind of their stuff. No duh. But they did they did announce DLSS 3.0, which is exclusive to the new 40 series cards. In a demonstration, Nvidia showed off how DLSS 3 was able to boost the frame rate of Cyberpunk 2077 from under 30 FPS to around 100 FPS, and it nearly doubled the frame rate of Microsoft Flight Sim as well.
Mm-hmm.
I put in this tweet because I thought it was really relevant, because I don't understand half of this stuff and I didn't watch it. Arthur Gies tweets, any coverage of DLS 3.0 needs to point out that it's now interpolating frames, not just resolution.
Yeah.
It'll make games look smoother technically, but it isn't improving responsiveness, since input polling only happens per actually rendered frame, which sounds a lot like motion smoothing, which people usually hate on TVs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So something needs to remain to be seen by those. AMD said that their next cards will be revealed in November. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this personally. I did ask Dev if the new super card will fit in my PC. Verdict's out on that, but I'm not particularly like looking to upgrade either, so I don't really care.
Can your Series S fit in your case? Because that's the size of the card.
That's how big it is, the Series S?
That's
it definitely won't fit then. No, not at all. Series S the Series S isn't big, but like you gotta hand that thing. You gotta palm it.
That's how big the 3080
wow.
the 4080 is.
That's not a graphics card, that's a console.
Basically.
How many cases can fit that?
Most cases, any regular mid-sized tower can fit it.
Really? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I would never. I would just buy a new computer one day, like with the new thing, and I don't think I would ever just $1,600 graphics cards. Like, you might as well just get all new stuff too.
And the difference between the 16 gig and the 12 gig 30 or 4080 is not just the RAM. It's also the amount of cores and things. Like, it's a lot more to it than that. It's very misleading because they don't put any of that information like on the box. You think that you're just buying something that has just 4 gigs less RAM, and that is not the case. It's a whole different chip. Basically, that 12 gig 4080 is really the 4070.
Okay.
And Nvidia is just packaging it as the 4080 to try to do whatever. I'm not really feeling Nvidia right now. A lot of the stuff
really, because I was gonna say you guys were all talking about all this, so I thought you guys
we're talking about it because like it's graphic stuff, but like what they're doing feels real shady. They cut out, like, EVGA said we're no longer doing business with you guys because just the way you guys do business is awful. It's like they make the cards. And then they're also competing with all the people they're selling the cards to, so they can undercut them in the cost. So it's like the AIB partners, like the partners who are making the cards, it's like we're not making anything off these cards because we have to find a way to make you want our card versus the Founders Edition cards. So that costs a whole lot of money. Plus, we're paying Nvidia for the chipsets and everything else. It's really kind of messy. So,
but they're kind of they're kind of like the it thing, right? Though, so they feel like they can do it.
In a way, AMD is like, that's why everybody's waiting for November, because AMD has really been punching Intel and Nvidia in the mouth. Like, the high end AMD cards are actually really, really good. The only thing that they're not able to compete with as much as the DLSS stuff, but their FSR 3.0 is actually doing really good. Their way of tracing rays has gotten better and better, and they seem to be iterating a lot more and making larger leaps than both Nvidia and Intel, like, each generation. So AMD might be they might end up taking a spot from Nvidia and Intel this go around.
Nice. Maybe we'll get a red bill one day.
Yeah.
Probably a long day from now. My PC is doing everything I need it to do. And then
that shit means
we're just gonna build you a system.
Just keep playing your PS5, man. You're good, man.
I'm gonna come to Florida.
Exactly.
I'm gonna come to Florida. I'm gonna talk to Delvin Jr. and get the money because
I love Delvin.
Clearly has.
I have this picture of Delvin. Like, he walks to the fridge, gets a little drink, gets a little bowl, puts some chips in it. Not a lot of chips, like just a couple little chips. Comes and sits down. The room is dark, right? He grabs his PlayStation controller, turns on the PlayStation TV, turns on, light fills the room. He starts playing a PlayStation game, and he's like, "This is as good as it gets. This is
exactly.
This is
you nailed it."
Like, he's watching the game, and he's like, I can't imagine this being any better. Like, I'm looking at the future right now. Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. And Donnie can walk in there right now. Devil, they have better. Like, no.
I just point out all the ghosting and the frame and all. And he's like, nah, like, this is it.
No,
I don't see any of it. I don't know.
He probably goes and tells other people. He's like, man, I would PC game if the PC was as good as the PS5.
Right.
Yeah,
he's like that guy that
everything infidelity.
You remember that guy that we're talking about? What were we talking about? That tweet that Delvin sent us. He's like, "Well, how will it do this? It's not fast enough. It's not good enough. Like, that's it. It's too slow." Somebody out there is like, "Man, I got a new 3080." He's like, "Yeah, but let me tell you about the SSD in the PS5."
Right.
Oh, I love it. Our last news story is Logitech dropped their new handheld deets today. It arrived October 13th. It's $349, but apparently there's a promotion going on. If you pre-order, you will get it for $299. The G Cloud. This has led to somewhat like widespread hysteria on Twitter today, actually, in my opinion. Like, this has been a fun little news story to be a part of. We have questions, but before we get to questions or that, anything you guys want to say first?
I think I
I'm
said
more
it before.
interested in
I
the
have no
microphone
interest
that
in
they
it.
dropped.
Oh, okay. I mean, I
said it when this was announced.
Go, Delvin.
I had no interest in it, none whatsoever. I know you were saying that this would be a cool Game Pass machine, but I think isn't this online only or something like that? You can only play it.
Let's talk about
You can
that.
only play on Wi-Fi. Only
Yeah.
Wi-Fi. And it's only cloud stuff.
This is the G Cloud.
Yeah.
But that's not
the G Cloud.
That's not true though. Dev, it's not exactly
Okay.
true. I'm seeing a lot of people say that it's cloud only. It's not true. It does run Android, so you can run Android
That
games.
doesn't count.
It does
That
count.
doesn't count.
It totally counts.
Nobody outside of
Dude,
Daniel is running.
I
Android
cannot
games.
listen to that when I see people online talking about how great it is to play Suikoden 2 again. Like, if you're still excited to
Who are
play
these people?
games
These
like
are bots.
that, those are people. They're
Jared
real people.
Petty.
out
These
there.
are bots.
That's
These are
Right.
bots.
If there are people out there excited to play those, you can play games like that on this, device locally. So it does have some capability. No, it can't play Elden Ring, but I can play Grand Theft Auto Vice City on it. Right? You can emulate. You can put that stuff on it.
City on anything. That's not.
But
that's not
yes,
exciting.
it is geared at cloud gaming, Delvin, meaning that it has cloud gaming stuff built into it from the start. So unlike Steam Deck, which everybody is talking about today, apparently everybody says Steam Deck. That's what I learned today. Everybody on Twitter has got a Steam Deck. I'm like, why would you buy this? You just have Steam Deck. For those of you who don't have a Steam Deck or are saying that,
Me.
trying to put Game Pass on a Steam Deck is not fun. And it doesn't even work well. Like, you have to go into Linux and sideload some shit and put in like a bookmark, and you're basically launching Edge. Like, that's what Game Pass on Steam Deck is. It's a browser. It's xbox.com/play. That's what it is. And it's not great. This isn't that. This is the Android app, the actual application for Game Pass. And you don't have to sideload shit or do anything to make it work. You literally click on the icon, you put in your damn Xbox credentials, and you start playing. So I think there are a lot of people are being a little disingenuous about that. Like, oh, you just get a
the
Steam
same
Deck and
thing
do
that
that.
I can do on my phone.
Yeah, it is. It is basically just like the phone. That is 100% correct. And I said that when this was announced. If you're somebody that's like, I'll just do that on my phone, this device clearly isn't for you at all. Like, if you're happy to just play on your phone, then yeah, this makes zero sense. Don't buy this. But if you're somebody like me who doesn't want to play on your phone because my phone has my phone number for one, my email and my texts and Discord and Twitter and everything else, I don't want to see that shit when I'm playing games. That's why I don't want to play games. That's why I don't play games on my phone. So
Yep.
I pre-ordered one. I'm gonna get one. I'm not like very excited to get one. I'm still somewhat hesitant. I want to be clear. But I'm excited. I mean, who doesn't like just new tech, period, right? So I'm excited to take it.
I like good new tech.
I'm excited to take it for a spin. The Snapdragon that runs it, I'm not familiar with, but I did use BMOX's website to compare it, and it is very similar to the Snapdragon 7C, which I do have some experience with. I've had three Chromebooks that have the Snapdragon 7C in it, and that's a pretty decent, like, middling processor for a Chromebook. The difference between this device and a Chromebook, though, is obviously the screen isn't nearly as big. So you're not pushing merely as many pixels per inch. So there might be a performance gain there just to get like techie as much as I can with Chromebooks. But for those of you that visit our Discord, that's basically exactly what I'm looking at this like, Dev. This is new Chromebook day. That's all this is.
Oh my God.
I'm not looking at this as like, definitely not a Steam Deck. Obviously, you're not going to run games locally. There's so many people saying that today. Well, if you just spend $100 more, you can get a Steam Deck. Yeah, but the Steam Deck can't play Game Pass. Right? That doesn't work yet.
This is basically just your portable Game Pass machine. It's basically what it boils down to.
It literally is a Chromebook.
Play on when you
it
have
runs
Wi-Fi.
Android. Like, that's it. It is a Chromebook with controllers built into it.
The only problem that I
kind of
have
my
with
problem
it is that there's no SIM card. I can't go
You can't?
LTE. No.
Oh no, it's not a SIM card.
Wi-Fi
Not a
only.
SIM card. Yeah, you're right. Wi-Fi.
It's
I'm
Wi-Fi
sorry.
only.
Yeah, I was thinking SD card. You can't put SD card in.
Yeah.
It is Wi-Fi only. It's 2.4 and 5.5. So you can do both of those. Steam Link is integrated into it as well as GeForce Now. PlayStation 5 Remote Play isn't. And I did see somebody that had it hands-on. It doesn't work right now. It just doesn't recognize the controls. You can play on the touchscreen, but it doesn't recognize the controls. So maybe PlayStation. I think PlayStation will probably update their app so it'll work. But it's got the full controller suite. It's touch. It's got haptics. It's not. I was telling somebody, like, if you were evaluating on like the sum of its parts, like internally, it's not like great, right? Like that's not the point. Because it is like
I'm gonna have to do a hotspot.
It's a middling Android, processor. It's like an Android tablet. Like I said, it's a Chromebook. That's basically what I'm looking at. It's a Chromebook. It's just built for gaming. It's like a gaming focused Chromebook is what it is. And I'm sure you can Stadia on it just fine and all that. But I'm kind of
Stadia.
I'm kind of excited for it. Like if I can run, so like on my Chromebook, right? I grab my Chromebook here. On my Chromebook, this is my Samsung OLED Chromebook. I have emulators for PSP. I've got Hot Shots and NCAA football on it. I've got emulators for Game Boy and Super Nintendo, and I can play Link to the Past and Mario, right? Super Mario World and stuff like that. And then if I can play Game Pass streaming through the application and it actually runs like it's supposed to, and Steam Link, that's a pretty sweet deal for me, even at that price, which I do want to pat myself on the back here. The price is what's bothering everybody. Like everybody lost their minds when this price came out. They're like, I thought it'd be no more than $150, $200. I nailed it. I absolutely nailed it. I've been saying this in our Discord for a while. I was like, it's going to be more than people think it is. And I thought I was like, it's going to be $299 or $349. That's exactly what I said it was going to be. And that's exactly what it is. It's $349, or if you pre-order, it's $299. And you got to just, the reason I was thinking about that, thinking of those prices, you got to realize they're not selling a gaming service. This isn't subsidized by you buying games. Logitech doesn't have a game store, right? They're not selling you that. They are literally selling a device. That's it. They're selling you a tablet, a Chromebook. That's all it is, just with some controls and stuff built into it. So they're not making long-term money off of you, which is how these other folks subsidize it. So you got to quit comparing it to something like even a Steam Deck. You're like, oh, it's a Steam Deck. It's like, yeah, Valve is eating shit on the Steam Deck. So it gets money from you when you buy games for the next 4 years. That's how they make their money. That's how consoles work, right? That's how Switch works. Like Nintendo is selling you the hardware, hoping that you'll buy Zelda and Mario and all the other stuff. Logitech doesn't have that baked in. So it's going to be a little more expensive. I always expect it to be more expensive than what people were willing to pay. And I do realize that I think the use case isn't there for most people. But for me, it is. I'm excited. I kind of want to, for me, this is something I would use on the couch or in my chair when I'm not sitting at my PC. That's it. Or if I was using my PC or console and Jack wanted to use one, this is also something Jack could pick up and play on. That's all I'm thinking about. I'd rather carry this around to game with than game on my phone.
Yeah.
So, Delvin?
I don't know. I just don't think it's for me. Looking at it like I have to switch.
Yeah.
So that it's kind of like it's a good alternative. Like I'm starting to go out more to other places, and going out of town and stuff like that. But even then, me going out of town, I'm noticing like when I go to a hotel, the Wi-Fi sucks. It is terrible.
Yeah.
So
that's
it's
true.
like really bad, and it's hard to find good Wi-Fi at a hotel. So like that would like if I had a hotel I could go to that had good Wi-Fi, they would make perfect sense. Play Game Pass and stuff like that. But most of the places I went to a hotel, a nice hotel, a couple weeks ago. I barely could get my Roku working there.
Yeah,
that was so bad.
Yeah, I never use Wi-Fi. I mean, I'm lucky in that regard. I have a hotspot. I carry a hotspot with me.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't use something.
My work.
I wouldn't use something like this, like in that use case, for example. Like if I was in that situation, I would just play like an Android game instead. Right. I'm thinking about. I think 90% of my time spent with this device will probably be in home. Probably using it here at the house. My work also has really great Wi-Fi, so I could use it there too, but I'd probably just be using it around the house. Let's get into the questions. BMOC's thoughts on the new Logitech handheld. I think we just gave you those. And then Chase asked, is the Logitech G Cloud, is the price too high? Let's start there. I do think it's too high for most people. I think the use case and like the appeal for this is very small and niche. That I agree with. This isn't a device for the masses. I never thought it was. This is a very specific like type of person that would even gain to use this, let alone afford to buy it, right? So I do think the price is too high from that regard. But I mean, that's what it's got to cost.
I think it'll find an audience, though. I think it'll find a small audience that kind of likes it and want to use it.
Did either of you see any pictures or videos of people using it at all?
I saw one video of somebody using it. It looks cool.
I watched stuff on the other things they launched.
Okay. I think it looks pretty good. Like just when I see people holding it and I see the screen, I see the pictures on the screen and stuff, like it looks good. It might be one of those things that people put their hands on it. They might win them over. On the price, I definitely think the sweet spot is $199. That's the price that people seem to want to pay for it. But again, as I said from the get-go, it's going to be higher than that. They're not going to give you the price you want. Then there's no room for them to move down. like you price high and then you slowly move down. These things might get cheap.
I think it'll get there eventually.
Yeah, I do too.
It'll get to $199 eventually. Yeah,
I do too. I'm not willing to wait. I'd like to try it now. And here's the thing: if I get it and it completely sucks and Grand Theft Auto doesn't work in game, I'll just return it. Like that's not a thing for me. I'll just take it back to Best Buy and they can keep it. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think that's going to be the case. So we'll see.
He's going to sell it.
Chase also asked pros of the device or potential drawbacks. So the pros, I think, are the ergonomics and just like the kit. I think having a dedicated handheld with dedicated controls is better than a phone and a Kishi or a backbone or any other contraption you can slap to your thing. You don't have to worry about draining your phone battery. You don't have to worry about running all those other backward processes. You have dedicated gaming hardware, right? So you can just focus on that. So I think that's a pro. The potential drawbacks, I'm interested. I want to know more. Speaking of what?
Would you like to know more?
Would you like to know more?
I want to know more about the local capabilities with Android games. It's something that I know isn't a focus, so I'm not expecting too many. I don't know if too many reviewers are even going to focus on that, but like I would really like to know, like, how does Call of Duty Mobile run? How does Grand Theft Auto run like on the device? Can I run those apps okay? I did see somebody in Sweden playing Stardew Valley, but Stardew Valley runs on anything. You know, I would like to see maybe a more intensive Android-based game run on, like Asphalt. Like, how does Asphalt run on this thing? Is it any good? Because I think that I honestly think Call of Duty Mobile and Call of Duty Warzone might make somebody want a device like this. Like those things alone are probably applicable to somebody just in that local space. So if there are drawbacks, I would be worried about the processor being able to handle some of those games, because the processor right now is a middling Android processor. It's not like the greatest Android processor you can have right now. It's like lower middle tier Android processor. But like I said, I have seen in my use case with Chromebooks, those can still be pretty quick when they are utilized correctly within the right kit, right? If you're not doing 4K, if you're not doing OLED, if you're doing a 13-inch screen instead of a 16-inch screen, you can actually get performance boost using Chrome OS or Android on something like that. So we'll see.
Okay.
That's the potential drawbacks I'm looking for. I mean, it's Wi-Fi 2.4, 5.5, so I expect, your streaming will work as well as anything else does. Like if you have a good streaming experience now on a device you have, then I would expect the streaming experience to be good on this. If you've tried to stream stuff now and your streaming experience sucks, it's going to suck on this too. Like if this is, like that's not how the device doesn't impact your streaming performance. Like the power of the device has nothing to do with it. It's just your internet, your bandwidth, and your ability to connect. So if you've had good times with doing, like I've had pleasant experiences doing Steam Link like around the house. Steam Link on the Steam Deck was awesome. I would expect Steam Link on this is awesome. So that might be something that I might use it for. And then his last question is, what is your use case for it? So I had talking a lot about this because I'm actually going to get one, but Dev, you have no use case for it, right?
Absolutely none.
Delvin?
I don't think so.
Okay. So my use case is, again, if I'm just sitting on the couch watching TV with my wife or sitting in my chair and I want to have a little game or doing something on the side, I can have this device for it. If I'm going to work and I just want to carry it, and I'm playing something on my PC that I'm really digging, maybe I can keep streaming it there, or I can stream it through. If I'm playing Game Pass, I can use Game Pass. It's really a Game Pass dedicated machine. But if I'm in a pinch, having the ability to have Android apps locally is like the thing that tides you over, right? If you're on the train, you can play some Android games until you get Wi-Fi service back, and then you can jump back on into your cloud gaming stuff. I think the future proofing is a neat idea, because I think those cloud services are just going to keep getting better and better and better. So having a device like this, that, you know, because cloud doesn't really care about what kind of processor you have under the hood, I think the experience could get better. I think the ability for this device to run those apps integrated and native is a huge, it's got to be a plus, right, Dev? Just technically. Like, I know you're not interested, but you can talk tech-wise. Like, the fact that on Steam Deck, it's not supported. You're literally running a Linux version of Microsoft Edge to accomplish the same thing. That's not good.
No bueno.
Yeah, it's not good.
Bueno at all.
And my experience when I was using it was not good. Like, I didn't even think it's not even worth trying. It was so bad. I think having an integrated experience to the OS or to the frame, I'm not even sure if it's a OS, like to the UI, having it built in, there's got to be a better experience.
Absolutely.
And hopefully it's a sign that you'll have good support from those companies going forward, that the device will be supported for a long time. So those are the things I'll be using it for. I also do think I have some added value just personally in my household, because down here with my consoles, Jack and I can fight over consoles at the same time, especially like PlayStation. If I'm playing something on PlayStation, he wants to play something on PlayStation. Or if I'm playing on Xbox, he wants to play something on PlayStation. I think having a device like this that he can just remote to the PS5 and play that's a win for me. Just there. Like, yeah, you just grab this thing and play it there. Play Spider-Man that way. That way I don't have to move the console or change what I'm doing or move to the PC. Yeah. So those are all of the factors that led me to pre-order one. And we'll see if it comes through.
Makes sense.
Who knows?
Did you see the racing wheel that they launched?
No.
Okay, you need to look at that.
I'm not going to buy another racing wheel. I don't use my racing wheel enough to buy a better one.
This thing is very pretty.
Oh, I've seen amazing racing wheels.
Oh, this thing is with the pedals.
If I was to buy another racing wheel, I would want like a really nice branded one, like a Ferrari one. You know, okay. I'm not looking for like better racing tech. I'm looking for prettier racing wheel.
Okay. Well, yeah. Then never mind, because this thing is all tech.
Yeah.
Yeah. The stuff they announced there, the microphone looks cool. The new light beams look cool. They've got some really nice mice. So that was the stuff that I saw that I was interested in. But yeah, you guys can have your handheld.
Before we move on, I do want to say, dude, the internet is flooded with people telling other people how much they hate this device. This device has struck a fucking chord with people. It's like Stadia all over again. There are so many people that not just rushed, that came to me. I tweeted, I was like, I pre-ordered one. There's so many people that come to me to tell me how much they disagree with that choice. Like, I'm like,
so funny.
Where is this energy coming from? Why does everybody just don't buy it? If you hate it that much, don't buy it. Why do you feel so compelled to tell other people how much you don't like it? That's so strange.
What's so funny is if I didn't see that question from B-Mox, I would have had no idea that this was even a thing. I didn't see anything about it at all until he posted that question, and I saw the Logitech G was trending. And then I looked at that and I was looking at all the other stuff, but I didn't see anything in my feed about it.
People are big mad. I don't know why. I really don't. People just, I'm not sure if it's like the people that have Steam Decks don't like there being like another thing or Switches. Maybe that's a part of it. But it just, and I feel like we always see this when like somebody new comes along with something, right? Like if it's not Nintendo, Xbox, or PlayStation, you better not come along with some gaming shit, because then everybody's gonna fucking just instantly hate it, because they hate this thing. They are so mad. I posted, I was like, I'm gonna get one. Everybody's like, why would you do this? Why wouldn't you get this instead? You already have this. Like, so many alternatives. And I'm like, why can't I just want to buy this?
Because you can't buy what you want to buy, Donnie.
Apparently not.
No,
Like,
you have to buy what they
that's
want
absurd.
you to buy.
I'm just buying one, yeah. And it's been like, it's just instantly. It's like maybe for 150, but definitely not for this price. I'm like, okay, wait for it to come to that price. Then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to respond to this tweet you're sending me. What is the response you're hoping on? Like, I'm wondering, is the hope in that tweet that I'm like, you're right, I canceled.
I mean, you're so right. How could I have been so blind?
Shit.
I'm now canceling.
I wish somebody had told me. I'm gonna cancel now. Never mind. Like, no, dude. I bought it because I want to see it. There is a part of that. I bought it because I want to see it. I want to see what it's like.
I'm so glad I don't see any of that crap.
Yeah, I guess so.
Uh,
That's the thing. I locked
love
my Twitter account down,
being-
and it's not
I
just
love being
me.
in my little bubble.
Like when I see,
believe you.
when I look at the YouTube videos of the people that have it, just look at the comments of the people that went hands on with it, and it's just like a dumpster
You go
fire.
into the comments. You go.
So many people, like
You venture down into comments. Why?
People are big mad over this device. Just this little device. It's like, dude, and that's I guess the part that I'm most like caught off guard by. It's like, it is a tablet. It's just like, when you look at it like that, quit looking at like a Steam Deck or a gaming. It's not that. It literally is an Android tablet that has controls on it that Logitech's selling. That's it. It's a gaming like accessory.
Yeah.
It's not a platform. It's not a rival business. That's not what it is at all. Like, these same people aren't mad when Apple releases like an iPad, or Apple Arcade. Like, oh, it's like, where's that energy? It's weird. It's a little weird. It's a little strange to me.
I agree.
Okay, this is a fun one. This is a really fun story that came out. Buy or sell segment. Tom Henderson came out. He launched his new website this week, by the way, his new blog, Insider Gaming. And the big launch party that did break his site is that he says there's a PS5 revision coming, which I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And then if you kept reading, will feature a detachable add-on disk drive. Did not see that coming at all. That is bizarre. It makes sense. I don't even hate it. I actually kind of like it. Just the idea. We got to see it, right? We got to see it first. But the idea of a modular type thing, it makes a lot of sense.
Why?
I'll tell you why. Because it's a business case. PlayStation has 2 SKUs that they can't make enough of either. Right. And this is really fucking their business up. Like, you can tell they're trying to make it as cheap as possible. They're trying to make more of them as possible. So what this does is it unifies the SKUs. Instead of trying to make different models and ship them all over the world to different places, they make one thing, the digital PlayStation 5, and then they make one thing, the accessory hard drive, and they can sell them together and they can sell them separately. That's just packaging, right? But you literally just focus on making one unifying thing and making as many of them as you can. That makes a lot of sense to me. And I think, like, in the knowing what PlayStation is kind of going through, I think it makes a lot of sense for them too.
Yeah, it makes sense. You kind of explained it perfectly.
A lot of people are thinking like Xbox 360, DVD, HD DVD thing, like an external drive that's sitting on the side. I don't think that's going to be it at all. When I first read the story, you remember I kept telling you after their latest revision, there's a lot of room, like in the box. Remember, like they cut the heatsink down, and they moved all the stuff. I actually wonder if they'll have like a tray or a slot that you can slot this thing into, and then just put your faceplate over it, and it's
If
like
that's
hidden.
the case, why would they say that you plug it into the USB-C port that they're apparently putting in the back?
The back, yeah, because you'll have to plug it in so it can interface with the motherboard.
If that's the case, then there should be something that's just attached in that slot that it just slots into and connects there. Why would I want to have an additional wire running around the back?
I don't know. I just figured it would be bigger than that. Right? It's not like a little drive. It's got to run a disk. It's gonna be sizable.
Doesn't have to be that big at all. It needs to be the size of a CD case. That's it. That's
Yeah.
the square.
I mean, it'll
not
have
very
a
large.
reader and stuff, and it'll be a little bit bigger than that. But yeah, it'll slim drive, right? It'll be a slim drive.
Yeah. So if you're gonna make it to where there's enough room to just slide it in the PlayStation itself, then don't put a fucking port in the back. Put a port inside and make it easier.
I was just thinking that you could. I mean, I imagine you can leave it just on the ground, like externally, right? Like you could just lay it down.
God.
But I think that they may come up with like a way to clip it in. You can just hide it behind the faceplate, so it's not viewable. I just think there's a lot of room there. I have no idea if that's true or not. It was just the idea that I had in my head, and I was like, "That's kind of cool."
Until I see it, this all just sounds like gobbledygook and nonsense to me. I gotta see it.
I do love the idea. Just generally, I've always kind of liked the idea of modular consoles, right? So, like if your disk drive goes bad, which Sony consoles have in the past, like you wouldn't need to replace your console. You just go buy another disk drive. That's kind of cool.
I agree. That's cool. I like that idea.
That'd be great.
Is it going to be a 4K drive?
In the drives.
Wouldn't that make it bigger if it's a 4K drive?
No, because it's just the reader.
I've never seen. I mean, the 4K drive that's in the Xbox is pretty sizable. It's got its own, but it's got its own heatsink too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like shielding. Yeah, so that's probably a part of it.
Yeah. I don't think it has to be all that big because the 4K is just the lens.
When you Google 4K Blu-ray drive, they're pretty big. I'm looking at an Insignia one. It's not super big, but it's still sizable.
But those are like full Blu-ray players. Is it just a Blu-ray drive itself?
It's a Blu-ray player and drive. Isn't the PlayStation a Blu-ray drive?
What I mean by, are you looking at like a portable Blu-ray player, or are you looking at like?
No, I'm looking at drive that goes into a PC.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at some that are slim, that are tiny. They're literally like the size of a CD case.
Huh. Send me. I want to see it. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to see it. I don't think I've seen it. So anyway, buy or sell. You guys buying this?
Yeah, I think it's pretty.
I'm selling it. It's stupid. I'm not a fan. I'm selling this shit.
Okay. Rude Days gave us we got to pick these. These are either or. It's a different game. I forget what the PTI thing is, but he sent it in the Discord. I just wrote them down. With the recent rumor of the PlayStation with a detachable disk drive, which company do you think will embrace an all digital future first, PlayStation or Xbox?
Xbox.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. I think I think there exists a chance for their cloud stuff to really take off, like their cloud mobile stuff. Like at some point, like the networks just get there and they work and there's some breakthrough and it just suddenly starts working. That would phase them away from consoles sooner. I think the PlayStation user base really likes physical games. I think it'd be hard for them to actually move. I think there'd be more resistance if they tried.
I agree.
Which sub-service do you think is better? Nintendo Switch Online or PlayStation Plus?
PlayStation Plus.
Yeah,
PS Plus.
I agree.
I'm not a big fan of Switch Online.
Switch Online is trash. The only great thing about Switch Online is that it's cheap. That is literally its best thing is the price.
Yes.
That's and when you see those arguments, the first thing people go to is the cost, because if it was the same cost, Switch Online would be trash. People would clown the hell out of it if it was the same cost. That's how you know the PlayStation service is better. Like the fact that you actually get games with PlayStation,
really
like you actually own games
Switch
with PlayStation
Online.
Plus.
I mean,
right? Like if you've played some of the online features, it's not great. The online experience for one isn't good, and then the benefits that you get, like they're not bad. You know, you get some N64 and Super Nintendo games, and all those games I really like, and some of them are much improved, right? But it's not the same.
no.
You know, you have PlayStation Plus got the instant game collection with PS5. That alone is better than anything Nintendo Switch Online has ever
It's
been.
not like they're giving you Switch games.
Didn't they give you God of War?
Yeah.
They gave you God of War. Already it wins. It's a better service. One game. It took one game. And it's like, that's better. That's way better. So, yeah. I mean, and not to mention PlayStation. But one thing that I think could help Nintendo Switch Online that they've yet to do is they don't offer any discounts for being a subscriber. PlayStation Plus and Xbox Gold or Game Pass significantly subsidize your membership in the like value that you save when you buy games. There's so many games that I get for like $9.99 because I'm a PlayStation Plus subscriber. That's like $21.99 or $24.99 to regular people. They're great deals, great sales. Yeah,
Even day one sales on some games. Yeah.
100%. You know, they're not really comparable.
Nintendo is Mr. Krabs. They like money. They don't care about you.
Yeah, and to be fair, I don't hate Nintendo. So I subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online. Right? It's cool.
I subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online through Donnie Reese.
Yeah. We get Animal Crossing and Mario Kart tracks. Like, it's cool for for the cost that we're paying. It's fine.
Yeah.
But if they tried to raise the price, it would not be fine.
Yeah. Out of there.
We would not be happy. So, and then the last one is, which big shooter IP has a better chance of making a comeback? Halo or Battlefield? That's a good one.
Time Splitters.
Definitely not Time Splitters.
Out of those two,
Halo.
Time Splitters.
Halo.
I really want to say Battlefield. I'm going to say Battlefield.
I also am going to say Battlefield. I feel like Halo is just... Woo!
I think
well,
both.
let me ask this.
I think both can make a comeback. The reason I'm going to say Battlefield is there's more releases. So Battlefield has a better chance of coming back first. Also, Battlefield's been better like more recently, I think, than Halo has. So it's got like a couple things going for it.
What do you define as comeback? Just in sales, in quality?
I just, in just general critical gamer reception, just people liking it.
Because Battlefield's always looked at like the little brother, even when it's good.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like
Call of Duty is a high standard.
And I would even probably go as far as it sometimes even looks like the little brother of the freaking Battlefront. Battlefront's also like we don't need Battlefront. Battlefront's better.
All Battlefront is a Battlefield with a Star Wars skin.
Right. Here's what I'll say.
Yeah, but more people care about that.
Let me make my case here. I'm going to make my case very cleanly. 343 is going to be trying to fix Halo Infinite for like the next 8 years. Like, I don't think anybody thinks that like they're going to release a new game anytime soon, right? Like they're going to keep trying to make this a thing. They're going to try to like Destiny Halo Infinite. Right. So it's probably never going to get like really, really great. Maybe not even this console generation. Who knows? Like I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Like maybe they can turn this around, but that's giving them a lot of credit on not a whole lot of equity shown. Literally, I would be excited for Battlefield this year if EA came out on stage and was like, Bad Company 3. I'd be like, fuck, I am in. like from the get-go. So I think Battlefield's path forward is easier than Halo.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That can make sense because they can say like you said, Bad Company 3 or something like that.
Yeah, it's not mired in all of the stuff that Halo is, unfortunately.
Halo's to defend Halo a little bit. If they were like Halo Infinite Battle Royale, I'd probably play that too. I wouldn't be like, fuck, I'm in. I'd be like, thank God something came out. But I would probably
Halo people would probably be pissed about that because
that's the thing. Halo. Yeah, you're right. That's the thing. Halo's in a bad place. Whereas Battlefield, just 2042, 3, whatever, it sucked. I knew it sucked.
People really enjoyed Battlefield 5. They enjoyed Battlefield 1.
Did they?
I didn't enjoy Battlefield 5, but I did like Battlefield 1. I like Battlefield 1.
1 they liked a lot.
I like Battlefield 1. Yeah. And I liked Hardline. I played it late when after I got EA played. Good I like Hardline. Like if they were like, here's Battlefield Hardline 2, I'd be like, yeah, I'm down.
It's their police Battlefield.
Yeah, they had
game.
like a
the
cop
cops and
Battlefield.
robbers
It was like,
thing.
yeah, it was like early last gen.
Oh God,
It was pretty good. It was okay.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't hate it. Better than Battlefield 5.
It was a different. It was a different take on it. I like.
But if they literally were like, we got even if they were like Battlefield remastered, Battlefield Bad Company 1 and 2 remastered, I'd be I'd be through the moon for that.
but are you talking about multiplayer, or are we talking just campaign here?
Dude, you know what I'm talking about. You know.
Yeah, see, and that's where it gets completely divided, because I wasn't even thinking about the campaigns in either of these games when you're talking about. I'm talking about the multiplayer. So like,
Chase says
that's
we need
where I'm
SOCOM
going.
back. I don't need SOCOM ever again. Medal of Honor,
I don't
sure.
think SOCOM's
SOCOM? Nah.
They tried to bring Medal of Honor back, and that failed. It
Yeah,
didn't work.
that's true. And it sucks because I really love some of those
didn't
old
work.
Medal of Honor games. They were great.
I do. Yeah. Medal of Honor is
I
probably
do too.
like the first FPS games that I actually played. I really enjoyed those.
Yeah.
We
That is
don't
a
need
bummer.
SOCOM.
Yeah, I don't need
I like the
SOCOM.
PS2
I
Medal
mean,
of
if you
Honor.
want to bring
Get rid of
SOCOM, you might as well get MAG. Let's bring back MAG. Want to do that? Is that what you
I
want?
don't want to do either one of those things.
Exactly.
If Sony's going to make a shooter,
I'm cool.
God damn it better be Killzone.
Killzone Resistance.
Yeah, I don't want
Bring
MAG
back
or
Resistance.
yeah, Resistance would be fun. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, there are a lot of things that I could think of that EA could say about Battlefield like the next year that I would probably be excited for. I'm trying to think of like what would excite me from Halo. Like what could Phil Spencer come out and say that would be like
did
Halo
ever
is
excite
back?
you? Did Halo ever actually excite you though?
No, but I've played most of them like with the Master Chief Collection stuff, and there are Halos that I enjoyed that I were like, oh, this is really good. You know,
Even that response.
the problem is that they've already done that.
Halo can do to
They're
excite
all
you.
remastered. They're all done. Like they've done that. That's done. They can only fix Infinity or kill Infinity and make something new. At this point, I'm more to the latter. I'm like, just
Yes, that's what I
move
think.
on.
Just make something new.
But they're not. Like that's the whole thing with Infinity. That's why it's called Infinity. Is it's supposed to be like a platform that they can plug campaigns and shit into. I have no
And
idea
by
how that's
infinity,
supposed to work.
You mean infinite?
Yeah, infinite. You know the whole buzz term. Yeah,
Disney Infinity. Let's go.
everything is one or the other. Yeah, that's
Halo
the whole
Disney Infinity.
that's the whole thing with Infinite is
close
that they
enough.
were supposed to be able to build on it, but they can't even get it out yet. So who knows?
Yeah.
So anyway,
Oh, Halo.
yeah, I feel bad. I truly hope our listeners know that I'm not taking it on Halo with joy. I feel bad that Halo is in the position that it's in. Maybe those new people, can do something because Lord knows Halo needs it. God, Halo needs it. That's the news.
Put Halo on PlayStation.
Maybe that'll do it. Maybe then
Give it
people.
back to Bungie. Give to Bungie. Let Bungie redo Halo on PlayStation.
What if that was the
On Game
part of
Pass.
the deal? Like we'll give you Activision, but you have to give Halo to us and Bungie. And you publish Call of Duty on our platform, and we'll publish Halo on yours.
That is like a fair deal.
Make Halo great again.
Oh man, that would be hilarious. All right, let's get into these questions. Brendan says, what is your most recent win-loss situation? For me, it's being baby Mia's favorite. But that means I can only do all of my other stuff when she goes to bed.
Oh,
So, best win-loss. Or most recent win-loss. Punching somebody in the face with one punch, Delvin, does that count?
no, yesterday.
That's a big win.
And I
That's a
wanna-
big win.
yesterday, I want to elaborate on that.
I
Yeah.
know what he's talking about.
Why do I feel like I'm the butt of a joke or something? I don't know what you guys are talking
You're
about.
not. It has
No, this has nothing to do with
at
you.
all. It has
Okay.
nothing to do
Nothing to do
with
with
you.
you.
All right.
We'll talk about that in the after show.
Yeah.
Shit. Recent win loss.
I have no idea.
I got nothing.
Man,
Life has just been all over the place, and I'm tired.
Just
work,
L's
so-
everywhere.
I got a
Not
new
L's.
kitten. and it came
a
with
win.
this terrible eye problems for weeks.
That's a loss. That's
There you go.
literally a win-loss.
I did it.
You
Yeah.
won it, you lost.
Yeah, that is definitely
He's
a
worth it.
win-loss right there.
Pumpkin's pretty cool. He's a scrappy little kitten. He totally just Rochambeau's the shit out of Freddy, and Freddy is like 6 times his size. Freddy is. You guys haven't seen my cats in a while. Freddy is huge. He is a fat poof cat, dude. And this little kitten just walks around like he fucking owns the place. He just got here. Like, it's
He's
so
got
funny.
Big Donnie energy.
He does. He just come out of nowhere and just pounce all over Freddy, and Freddy will just like destroy his life in like 2 seconds. We'll start hearing him cry and stuff and all that, and we'll yell at him, and they'll separate, and then he'll come back again. Like, you just got your ass. He just keeps coming. Little chicken hawk,
That's
man.
nice.
He's strong.
Yeah. That's what's up. I guess my biggest win-loss or most recently has been just getting promoted. Because I can do a lot more stuff, but I have to do a lot more stuff.
You get a lot more money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. John 32 wants to know, are video games more of an art, a science, or a business?
It's a great question.
Great question.
I mean, there's the business side of video games.
Oh, it definitely has
take it-
all 3 of it.
Yeah, it's all 3. I don't know
But
if
the
there's-
question
if
is,
it's
which
any
one is it more of?
I don't know.
I think it's an art. It's definitely an art. I think it's mostly an art. But just like most arts, once it becomes an art that people want, it becomes a business. So now it's a business. If you want to be truthful. It depends on the type of video game. Because it gets to a point where your art becomes a business. Like, I would say, like, games like The Last of Us and God of War are now a business. You're putting out a product that people want, and the product has to reach a certain level. But when you're at these indie games that are projects of love and stuff like that, that's more of an art. You're not necessarily doing it to make money. It's great that you get the money, but, that's more of an art than it is a business. So it depends on the type of game. That's how I look at it, at least.
Isn't it all just the science of turning your art into a business then?
Yeah, now you done broke me.
I think the science part's definitely the tech side of it. I have long said and still believe that video games are the ultimate art form. It has art direction, paints, colors, designs, all of that, modeling, all of the visual aspects that you have in the art form. But it also weaves in storytelling, writing, fiction, nonfiction, music. So it is the ultimate art form. That said, I believe it to be first and foremost a business, because I don't think anybody sat down at the very creation of video games. It was to make money. They sat down to make a product to make money.
How do we get these
Some
to put more
people
quarters in the thing.
Some people make games for free, not many. And some people may not make games just to make money, but it's always a part of it. There is nobody that's just making games for free forever. That doesn't exist. Somebody out there eventually is at some point is going to monetize it in some way. Even the people that do make a game for free or very close to free, eventually that business comes along. So it very much first and foremost, I think, is a business, is a product, is meant to, even if you give it away, is a product that you build meaning to push units, right? And we've seen a lot of people give games away, but they're giving them away to set up the next release, or to make a name for themselves, or to gain a user base, or to build a customer relationship. It is a business. So I would say first and foremost, it's a business.
I 100% agree with Donnie. It is a business.
But there are people that devote their entire life to the art of that business, and that's commendable.
And those are artists.
Yeah, those are artists.
But the game itself is business.
And they wouldn't exist if that business didn't exist. That job isn't there if that business isn't running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one should be fun. TPR says, describe your ideal NBA 2K my player. So if you were to create yourself, or if you were a basketball player, what would be your ideal height, weight, build, your play style, your team that you'd like to play for, your era?
I mean, we've all
those
done
good
this, right?
things.
We all do this.
Oh yeah, I've been doing this since Live 96 when you can create
100%.
yourself.
I typically always create myself the same way. I have varied out a couple of times, but I typically recreate myself as like basically like Kevin Durant. Like if I could just pick like an archetype, I'm like a unicorn. I'm 6'9", 6'10". I'm rangy. I can shoot, can play down low, can switch. I'm like the ultimate utility player. I can play the 3, I can play the 4. I can do a little bit of everything. That's like the ultimate player.
I'm Shaq. That's how I want to play. I want to be down in the post, dunking,
Delvin's just
shots.
Big Daddy Diesel.
Yeah, just give me the ball in the lane, and I can't be stopped. That's what I want. 7'2", 7'3", powerful center that you can't guard. I love that. Like, Shaq's my favorite player ever. I love that he's just, once he figured it out, his biggest weakness was himself because he was lazy as shit at times. But yeah,
True.
that's kind of the player I like. Shaq.
He was like the most alpha second player on a team that you could ever have. He was never
so you'd
truly
make yourself Shaq.
centerpiece, but the most amazing second player. Because he
Interesting.
was utterly dominant, like very few people have had. It wasn't a very long period of dominance, but his period of dominance was completely dominant. He had the entire league making moves and stuff just to try and mitigate him.
Hack and Shaq was definitely a thing.
Oh yeah. Even outside of that, think of all of the moves and resources and things that the Kings and the Sonics and the Suns exhausted just to try and square up with Shaq. The amount of bodies that those teams brought in and out of their franchises just because Shaq was around.
The transition from him to Orlando to LA was huge.
Oh yeah.
He became a better player, like in LA, like undisputably. It was just so cool to watch. I'm a huge Shaq fan.
Especially when he got bigger.
Even when he was declining in Miami, when he got bigger, yeah.
Yeah. His size, he really learned that, and if I just put on some of this like weight, nobody can touch me. It's just like Duncan. That was like his only kryptonite.
Yeah. Guaranteed 2 in the paint.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm just making myself. I'm me, but
5'6".
No.
Oh,
but I'm
so
like
not
6'4".
just you then. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
the same. The same
not
way
you.
I play. What I'm saying is
I love you said that like it was so different than me being like 6'9". He was like, unlike you guys.
No.
I'm
but
just
like
making
you want to be Kevin Durant. You want to have
like,
that
but I'm
that type
6'4".
of play style. I'm just my play style the same way I play now. Like I'm just a guard.
Yeah,
I'm a pass first guard, except now I'm 6'4".
And I'm honestly, Kevin Durant was probably not the best. It was just who came to mind.
It makes sense.
Kevin Durant is like the ultimate like archetype, right? He's the ultimate like A player. I'm honestly more like kind of like an Andre Karolinko type player. I'm like the ultimate
That's
glue
what
guy.
I was thinking. When you said all that, I was not thinking Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
I was thinking AK-47,
I'm not like go
who
get
was amazing
30
until he got dunked on by Baron Davis. It was never the same.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm gonna dominate the team and everything. I'm the ultimate glue guy. Play every position, can defend across the board, assists, points, rebounds, like 5-tool utility player. And often because I always play on the Cavs, that's exactly what the Cavs need. Great bigs and great guards and got nothing in between.
Yeah. I'd be about 6'4", about 190, 195. Have boosties jumping out the gym, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'd be a quick guard. It's more pass first, but can also get to the rim, can shoot, all of that. I'd probably play for like the Suns or something like that. And I'm definitely
Lakers?
playing in like, no, I'm not playing for the Lakers.
Dev has the most love-hate relationship with his own team.
Dude, I have so much love-hate.
Could you imagine
so
seeing somebody so tormented by such a franchise with so many accomplishments? He like hates the
When
Lakers
they
for being
traded-
great.
When they traded Eddie Jones, it broke my heart. They was like, they traded Eddie Jones and Nick Van Exel. I was just like, really?
Nobody even
made me happy.
knows who Eddie
It's like-
Jones is.
You could have got rid of Del Harris. You traded players
No.
that didn't get rid of get rid of Del Harris. All right, we have
No, we
4
like Eddie
All
Jones.
Stars. I love
Thank
Eddie
you.
Jones.
I appreciate it. I appreciate Eddie Jones.
I love Eddie
Miami
Jones.
Heat alumni.
Dev
But
hates the
yeah,
Lakers
I have a
for being
serious love-hate relationship with the Lakers.
For
It's
being
like,
great.
Oh my god,
great. You hate them
they
for being
trade the
good.
players that I like. That's the problem.
To
I'm
win
a player's
championships that
I
they
am-
won.
I am a player first
like they
person.
lost.
I don't really
won.
care about the Lakers that much. It's more about the players for me than it is the Lakers. If I have to root for a
Not a-
team, it's probably going to be the Lakers, but it's really more about I like players.
It's about the experience, not about winning.
It's about the experience of losing. It's like he wants them to be the plucky underdogs.
No, I
Well,
don't
don't worry.
care.
He's
I
gonna
honestly
be plucky
don't
underdog
care
a
what
lot.
the Lakers do.
And when they got rid of Nick Van Exel,
Oh, it pissed me off. Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones, man, those are my players. Those are my players. Now I got to go root for other teams.
Miami Heat.
Let's see.
going
Eddie Jones went to
Nick Van Exel.
Charlotte. He went to Charlotte.
Oh man,
Oh, that's when he went to Charlotte.
this
Oh,
dude goes harder for Nick Van Exel than Nick Van Exel's mom.
I fucking love Nick Van Exel, man. Nick the Quick. Oh my god, he was dope. Nick the Quick, baby. Permanent busted lip. Fucking great.
I'm with you. I mean, I
not a good
love
player.
Delonte, but I don't love him as much as I'm not loving
I've
the
never-
like. Oh man,
I've
the
never
Cavs got
liked
rid of him.
Delonte.
But like, no, like
I never liked Delonte.
we had to prove
We could have
had to
won
move
with Eddie
forward.
Jones. We got Glenn Rice, who forgot how to play basketball. Like, he sucked. He couldn't dribble. He couldn't shoot.
Did you say you never
Didn't
liked Delonte?
defend.
I thought you did like Delonte.
I like Delonte,
That
but
is
I'm
what
not.
it
I'm not going hard for Delonte at
I
all.
love
Eddie
Delonte as a
Jones.
player. I was
Eddie
real-
Jones was an all-star. He was a
I was a big
defender.
fan.
He would dunk on you. He just had all the intangibles. So I liked him. And then
Except for winning.
we got Glenn Rice, who couldn't shoot or dribble when he got to the Lakers. It just pissed me off.
You sure that wasn't the Miami deal with them?
No.
I would think he
Feel
would
like-
know. I think he would know. He seems to be really
Yeah.
hard at this. Let's see here. After re-signing with the Hornets, he was traded with Anthony Mason to the Heat for Jamal Mashburn and PJ Brown.
Catch
Yeah,
what I'm
he
trying to
sounds
figure
like an all-world player.
There you go.
Traded for Jamal Mashburn.
Monster Mash. Monster Mash was good too. Man, the 90s
don't know
basketball
about
was
that,
so
Chief.
Mm. Oh man,
Oh, I love the 90s. I
it's
just wanna
it's
go
the
back there.
nuance and the intricacies with Def.
Mhm.
They're
It
always
really
so
is.
entertaining. They're always so
really
entertaining.
is.
You never quite understand how or why they exist the way they
You
do,
don't
but
need
they
to.
do. But they
Yeah.
You
do.
don't need to.
They do exist.
Small Mashburn was dope for a while.
Oh, he was so hurt over like the Lonzo stuff. Like getting rid of all the kids. And then they
Man,
immediately
I'm
won a
still hurt.
championship. They immediately won a championship, and he was literally in Discord like trash.
It wasn't immediately. Was
It was like
It might
a
have
year
been.
and a half later.
I think it was.
And it was the bubble
was-
championship that I don't even fucking respect.
It
Get that
counts.
bubble chip
What?
out of here.
How
It
many
counts.
championships does Lonzo have?
Zero.
Goose
It's a
egg.
bubble championship. It's got an asterisk just like that 99
It
lockout
wasn't-
championship
It
that San
wasn't like they
Antonio
were
got.
any good on the Lakers anyway. Like that team was getting their teeth kicked in routinely.
Sure
they were like
was.
all-time
Sure
Lakers
was.
bad. And Dev was
I'm-
like, "Those
I'm
are my
okay with
boys."
that. Those were my people, man. We was gonna do the thing where we suck for a while and we're gonna grow and get better. And now we just trade everybody for Anthony
Right.
Davis. Won a championship and they
Don't
made the
worry.
You hear
playoffs.
this
since.
man? He's like, "No, we just
Yeah.
trade everybody for one of the best players in the league."
Well, don't worry. Y'all
Best
can still
player is
suck
my
for a while
ass.
now.
He sucks. He's
Y'all can have
trash. He
plenty
can't
of time
stay
to suck
healthy.
for a while now. Yeah.
I
That's
can't
amazing.
stand him. I cannot stand
See,
Anthony
you should be a
Davis.
Cavs fan. That's what you're
I
wanting. You're
hope he
wanting
takes a
that Cavs
long walk off a
experience.
bridge.
You want to draft Garland and Mobley and Corbo and build the team. That's what you're looking for. I get you.
No, I don't want anything to do with the Cavs.
The
I want
Lakers
you
have
guys to take
never
back
built
LeBron.
a team. The Lakers have never. That's
I
not
know.
their heritage ever.
We could have. We could have.
The Lakers' legacy is we will get the best player from other teams to come to our team and win.
And this
Yeah.
is why I have such a love-hate relationship.
That
with
is
them.
their
It's like,
legacy.
I'm not a fan of that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. Fucking Lakers.
I hate
Piss me
stars
off.
and these all-stars, these great players, these championships. Y'all can keep
I do. They can.
it. Nick Van
Must
Exel
just-
back.
I'm a
Cedric
Suns fan.
Sabalas.
I'm just gonna go. Hey, don't talk about the garbage man like that. Cedric Sabalas was a baller.
Oh my
I
god.
love said. I
Oh my
love
God.
said.
The legend, Cedric Sabalas.
Jack said that JJ Hickson was the next Cedric Sabalas. That's
Who?
what he told him. Right, exactly. That's a point well made. It was so funny when he said that. JJ was like, "Who?" So
You know the rapper, Cedric Sabalas. He was a
Yeah.
rapper, y'all.
Yeah.
Flow on.
Oh man.
good
I
question.
love that Laker team.
Said no one. No one but Dev.
No, all the Laker fans because they just love the Lakers. They don't care who's on the squad.
No, they do.
So many Laker fans really don't care who's on the team.
do.
They just root for
I
the
see
fucking
them.
Lakers.
I see them in their crazy trade machines right now. They care a lot about.
I don't.
Team.
I don't know who those
They
people
think
are.
they're going to get KD for second round picks and shit.
I don't know anybody who does that stuff.
This is the most
people who I
irrational
grew up
fan
with-
base of the Lakers.
The people that I grew up with that are Laker fans, nobody's doing none of that trade machine nonsense because we're old and we don't do that dumb shit. We just root for the goddamn team.
Yeah, well, the fans of other teams that have good players, we've seen those Laker fans. We know they exist because they think they're going to get all of our good
Yes.
players for nothing.
Those people are just delusional.
Like,
Those
we're
are
going
not
to trade
fans. I don't
you
know those
Jeremy
people.
Lin in a second for Evan Mobley and Darius Garland. You're like, yeah, no. What the hell do you come? Where do you come from?
This is a whole. That's a side of
Then they
fandom
get
I
mad
am
that you
not
don't want the
aware
deal.
of in
Yeah,
any way, shape, or
exactly.
form.
It's them and Knicks fans. They're just bizarre. When you find them on Twitter, they are nuts.
Yeah, disturbed. It's the correct
They're like
word.
entitled. Like we're gonna get like right now the big thing, and it might happen, I guess, is Lakers fans think they're gonna get who are the two kids from in Indy right now that they're trying to get rid of?
I have no
Miles
idea.
Turner and the kid they got from Sacramento, Halliburton. They think they're gonna get both of
that's
them for a
correct.
pick. 1 first-round pick.
See, this is again another one of those places where I'm glad I don't see.
That's
any
a
of this
trending
nonsense.
thing. That's a real thing. That's like their
It's
blogs
not
and stuff
trending
about
on
it.
my Twitter.
Blogs and stuff about it.
Yeah, that's not stuff I see. I see Ball is Life stuff where it's just
Yeah,
Hoops.
I follow them too.
hoops outside, but I don't ever see any of like these random
Yeah, you don't
trades and
follow the sport.
things. No, not at all.
Yeah,
Not,
I get you.
I don't follow the NBA. I really don't
Yeah.
follow it that closely because I don't care about the business side of it. I just want to see hoops.
Fun question.
Kyle says, if you had a choice to send your podcast partners to any fictional Nintendo world of your choosing,
Why?
where would you send them to?
Gotta love Kyle.
Okay, let's see.
Where did this come from?
I don't know.
I now wish like Nintendo made an NBA game that I could send Dev to.
They made one. It was that Kobe game.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
Forgot all about that.
Mhm.
I remember that game.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't good.
No, it wasn't.
No,
It was not good at
Like
all.
most things on N64, it wasn't
That's
good.
not true at all.
It's
You
the
shut
truth.
your mouth.
N64 was fucking trash.
So I'm sending Dev to Princess's Castle, Mario 64. That's
Why?
you just sealed your own fate. You did that. I didn't do that. You did
Whatever.
Let's see if I want to be nice. I'll send Dev to Metroid. You'll stay in the Metroid land. There you go.
Terrifying.
Be
Thanks.
horrified.
Thanks, Delvin. Thanks.
So
Murderers,
That's
scary.
fine.
monsters. Yeah,
Can you imagine waking up and then like, oh god.
yeah, yeah.
Taking my own life.
Yeah, there you go. Have fun. I'll send Donnie to what golf property Nintendo has? Well, I guess Mario.
Mario Golf.
Yeah, yes, you go do that. Go play golf with Mario.
Wow. I
Don't do
get
that
sent
shit.
to fucking Metroid.
Yeah,
And he gets to go play golf.
yeah. There you
Hey,
What kind of shit is this?
go.
we did it.
You nailed it.
Oh, where are we sending Delvin?
Where am I going to
Smash.
send you, Delvin?
Smash Bros.
Nah. Delvin, you're gonna go play Blaster Master, so you're gonna live in that crazy fucked up world.
That world
Really?
looks terrible. That world
Enjoy
looks boring.
yourself.
I'm gonna die of boredom there. Just fall asleep on the
You're gonna
floor.
get ate by something fucking crazy. Is what's gonna
I
happen
wouldn't
to you.
care. I wouldn't care. It's so boring there. I'll just fucking die.
No,
Let
wait
me
a minute.
die.
There's got to be like a lewd game that we can send Dev to.
Now Donnie's
Let's
thinking.
see.
Yeah. So he said Nintendo World.
Does Bayonetta count?
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
like
got it.
Bayonetta or like Fatal Frame counts. They publish those games. I think
Oh,
those
thank
count.
you. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'll hang out in the Bayonetta world. That's cool.
That's also terrifying.
It's terrifying.
And
but-
angels
but
and shit, and hell's
hot-
raining down, and buildings are
hot-
falling apart and stuff.
I'll be
but
fine. A bunch of hot angels fighting.
there's
Like, all right,
hot
this is
ass
fun.
witches running around though.
Yeah, like, all right. shit looks really bad here, but I'll be all right.
Long legs, full body leather suits and shit. And like, you know, it's kind of worth it.
Yeah, it's kind of worth it.
I almost want to send Donnie to like a Final Fantasy world. You know, where he's got a
On Nintendo World.
turn-based fighting.
Not Nintendo world.
On Nintendo World.
It's
So-
close enough.
Ah,
It's close enough.
saved. I would beat this shit out of those kids.
Nah, you gotta. It's turn-based fighting.
No,
you
no,
gotta wait your
turn based
turn.
for them, not me. I'm free
No,
reign in
you
this
too.
world. While they're
Nah,
sitting there,
nah. You
roll
gotta play by
dominions and
their
shit.
rules.
I'm just like
You gotta
drop
play by
kicking
their
them in the
rules.
face.
Yeah.
My turn would just never end. I would just like lay down and go to sleep. It'd be like Sonic.
There's something to Fire Emblem. Hang with those people.
That'd be cool.
He might.
Yeah.
He might enjoy that too much.
Elvin, we
No,
both
thank
can
you.
go to Fire Emblem. You talk about waifus.
I
and
like
stuff.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
We're both going to Fire Emblem. We're hanging out.
Nah,
down
Donnie,
with
you're
that.
going to Dr. Mario. Enjoy. Just
That's
deal with
fucking
that shit.
sucks.
Doing what?
Deal with that shit.
Get my eyes
Taking
fixed?
pills? Constantly fixing his eyes.
I was gonna say
Delvin, we're gonna
the-
send you to pro wrestling from the NES. The
That'd be
original pro wrestling.
I'm glad you didn't pick the one place I don't want to go. That's Animal Crossing. Fuck that.
Ugh.
That sounds terrible. All these strangers walking up my door, ask me to do shit for them. Tom Nook asked for rent. Fuck you. No way in hell. That sounds like a nightmare.
I love the
Stupid ass
idea of
animal.
doing like adding some realness to Animal Crossing. Tom Nook's like, hey, you're late buying the rent. It's like, if you don't get the fuck off my porch,
I need 30 bells. You get the fuck out of here.
I need about tree fitty.
I said, God damn it, Loch Ness Monster. I ain't got no tree fitty.
I don't think Kyle thought we were gonna go in this direction with his. I'm
sure he did.
apparently I'm getting high with Dr. Mario on these
Yep.
Yeah.
blue and yellow, purple pills. I'm getting it. This is some good
Yeah.
stuff.
I like it.
Haley wants to know, do we have any thoughts on Ted Lasso or other multimedia characters entering video games?
No,
I've
I
never
have no
seen.
thoughts.
I've never seen an episode of Ted Lasso.
me neither.
Me
I know
either.
Ted
I heard it's
Lasso.
really good.
Yeah, same. I know Ted Lasso only in memes.
I don't want to.
I don't even know the memes.
I'm not paying for Apple TV.
Just like gifts.
That's
and
what they
stuff,
told me it's
yeah.
on Apple TV. Like, not doing that.
Same.
Not paying for no more services. I have enough.
Same. Nathan
I
went
have
hard
zero
on
interest.
it too. Nathan was like, "It's so good," and here's these other 8 shows you should watch. And I was like, "I don't watch any shows. Like, I don't watch shows.
Yeah.
Period." So,
Yeah.
I love Nathan when Nathan's really excited about something. You know, he goes real hard, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
Yes, he does.
He does.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I really
almost
appreciate it. Yeah, it is admirable. Like how hard he goes for things, man. He just keeps bringing it up. You know, like every conversation finds a way there. You know, you're like, man, new Gears of War game. He's like, yeah. Have you seen Ted Lasso? You know, like,
No?
Delvin Jr. wants to know, what are some games to play on Game Pass? Look at the goddamn app, Delvin Jr. Pull up the app. Look
Let
at
me
the
pull up the
games.
app.
There
Let me
are
pull
the
up the app.
games to play on Game Pass.
because I haven't looked
God
at it in a
damn it.
minute.
he beat Deathloop, so he doesn't have to play that. Nino Cooney, he can play that. That's a good one.
I'll probably try Deathloop one day. I'm not expecting to like it. I've got to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey one day. Like maybe when I finish Valhalla, like I'll actually get back into that and actually try to. I didn't give Odyssey a whole lot of time. I think I played it for maybe an hour or two. I got to get back into it. I might play as the male protagonist. Everybody loves Cassandra, but she wasn't my thing, so I might try the other way around.
Okay.
I do want to play You Suck at Parking. That looks fun. Immortals Phoenix Rising is on Game Pass. It's great. Has he already played that one?
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't think he has.
It's a really good one. I don't like the narrators, but it's still really good. Like it's just a really fun game. If you like Breath of the Wild at all, like it's a really good version of that type of game.
He does. He loves Breath of the Wild.
Oh, yeah, you've got to play it then. You got to at least give it a try. Persona's coming.
He loves Persona. He's platinumed one of those dumb games.
Yeah, it's on the way.
5 or...
Dude, I don't know what game. I don't know when I'm going to play Game Pass next. Like, I've got so many games to play. It'll probably be Scorn. Scorn comes out. Is there any other, like, upcoming Game Pass games that I'm just not thinking about?
I don't know.
I don't know. I have no clue. In fact, I canceled my Game Pass or let it expire like 2 weeks ago.
Chorus is on Game Pass. It's a pretty fun game.
Chorus is a very, very good game.
Yep.
I did download that and played it for all of about 30 minutes.
Haley's in the chat. She says Plague Tale. I'll probably try that. Yeah, I wasn't enamored with the first one, but I'm hoping the second one is better. So I'll probably play it for sure.
I like Plague Tale.
But yeah, on the coming soon page, I'll try Pentiment. That's another one. I forgot about that one. Yeah, I'll try Pentiment just because of some of the things people said about it. That appears to be really divisive. But on the coming soon page, I'm probably just gonna play Scorn. Yeah, I'm gonna play Scorn.
There you go, Delvin. Scorn.
That's that phallic alien game.
That game looks gross.
Oh, it definitely is. I'm here for it. But if you've never played the actual, how long has he had Game Pass? I don't know what Delvin Jr. is playing or how long he's played and stuff. Has he played Ori and stuff? Years? Has he played those games?
I don't think he's played Ori yet.
Ori
the
must play.
The last thing I think he played on Game Pass was Psychonauts 2.
Ori and the Will of the Wisp, probably the best game on Game Pass.
There you go, Delvin. Ori.
I love that game. You guys know that. Game is amazing.
Yes, we do.
Top 10 favorite game of all time. I love the game. Is Dragon Quest 11 on Game Pass? Hell yeah, it is. Play that. It's really fun.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. I played for like 20 hours or something like that on Switch. Yeah, it's a good game. If you never played it.
He likes RPGs, so yeah, he probably liked that one.
My app was running better. Dev?
What
like
app?
Just my Game Pass app. I haven't opened it in a while. I'm there on PC and I was clicking through tiles and stuff. And before, like, it would kind of like load and you see like the little boxes and stuff and like it'd snap in. I'm not getting any of that at the moment. Like I'm literally just kind of clicking through it. It's working.
They finally fixed it.
It's working good now.
Maybe they fixed it. Maybe all those updates and everything maybe it's working now. I'll have to try it one day. I don't have anything installed.
Don't do it. It's not worth it.
I'll try maybe Scorn.
Try it.
Scorn.
Fucking Game Pass. Hate it. Just cause.
Hate us because they ain't us.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
So we just, it's like Jim Ryan's like just daily email. It's like fucking Game Pass. You know, he's just like, they're fucking it all up.
You're ruining video games.
We have to protect the gamers.
The gamers.
We have to protect them from Game Pass. We need to protect. What happens if Microsoft gets Call of Duty and they put it on Game Pass? This is going to be terrible for gamers. Awful.
It's a horror.
We have to. That's exactly how that sounds, doesn't it? All of its quotes sound just like that. We have to protect them from Game Pass.
We need to protect gamers from you, Jim Lion Ryan. You're trash. Oh, God.
He sucks.
He does. All right, well, that's going to do it for episode, what is this, 55?
Double Cinco.
55. Double Cinco. of the Play Some Video Games podcast. Thank you guys for hanging out with us all this time. Please feel free to check us out on Twitter at PSVG, over on the YouTubes at youtube.com/PSVG Network, and over at Twitch at twitch.tv/PSVG. We also have a Facebook group. I don't know what the hell that link is because I don't do the Facebooks, but I'm sure if you search for PSVG, you'll find us.
Yep.
And then, of course, come join us on our Discord and talk lots of trash, and then jump into our Game Pass, or what is it? Not Game Pass. What is the section? Game Tech section, where everybody is arguing about this handheld that Donnie bought, and people are so mad at him about
Game Pass
that.
machine.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that'll be great.
Poor Jim Ryan. He's like, they're making machines for it. Oh man, what if Phil Spencer sent him one? Like a little bow on it.
There you go, buddy. There you go. You sound a little angry. Here's a little Game Pass for you.
A Game Pass gift card. 3 months free code.
You're having a hard time. Have some Game Pass on us.
Look, the next Call of Duty's on us.
Well, until next time, play some video games.
Get the Game Pass.